change and will pay. Beyond forever till the day that I die. You tried to kill me again. I feel no pain, although the scars never mend.
We're a minute away from kickoff, so we'll throw it to the legendary voice. In the eye, this time we'll pass. Stafford right down the middle. He's got a man wide open. It's caught by Massaquoi. 50, 40. So long, everybody. Massaquoi, touchdown.
Octon in the pocket, sets up, going for the end zone. Can he get it? Yeah! Yeah!
Boykin looking for running room. He's got a convoy down the far sideline. 50, 40, 30, 20. Boykin, touchdown. Yes, sir.
On the 27, it's second down and 12. We go wild dog with Sony. Nauta goes in motion left, snap it to Michelle. He's running to the left, angling 25-20. Got a block from Brock. 50, 10, 5, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Dogs win it. We're headed to Atlanta.
I've stepped into the black, I say, hey now. I won't be coming back, I say, hey now. I've left it all behind, I say, hey now.
What a crowd. You should see the bridge.
We're ready to go. Go ahead and put it all on the line.
Give it to Swift. Wow! Touchdown! DeAndre Swift.
I want to see him start fast and play fast.
And bobbles and picked off. Oh, my goodness. Clobber.
We have a lot of guys who are ready to step up.
We know what it takes to win games like these.
They're scratching, they're falling, they're working, and they're doing a great job.
He's going to take it to the house.
It's just two great teams going against each other.
Touchdown!
Lace it up.
And now let's see if the Dogs have come up and are really ready to play.
Here we go!
It's an SEC Eastern Division showdown in Athens, Georgia today. Dooley Field at Sanford Stadium, the site for this high noon kickoff. South Carolina has crossed the border into the Peach State and will force third-ranked and undefeated Georgia to defend its hallowed turf. After an open date last week, Carolina's counting on those extra days of preparation for the Bulldogs to help them get back to 500 for the year. The Gamecocks were strong in their running game when they easily handled Kentucky 2 weeks ago. That win put South Carolina 2-3 for the season, 1-2 in the SEC. Meanwhile, the Dogs showed no signs of letting up on their championship march as Georgia ripped through Tennessee and Knoxville last week 43-14. Couple of streaks to keep your eye on today for the home team. 16 straight wins between the hedges for Georgia and 15 consecutive victories against Eastern Division opponents. Those two numbers are in the crosshairs again today as the Bulldogs look to add another pelt to their belt. Georgia and South Carolina will get their Deep South grudge match underway in less than 30 minutes, and we'll take you there on the Ford Drive to Kickoff. That's next, along with the quarterback Eric Zier's analysis here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Welcome to the Ford Drive to Kickoff on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Make the smart choice. Ford F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. Kickoff is almost here. We'll rejoin Scott Howard and Eric Zier after this timeout. Welcome back to the Ford Drive to Kickoff. Once again, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Ford has a tradition building generations of tough, legendary trucks like the Ford F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. For great offers, visit your local Ford dealer today. Back here on the Ford Drive to kick off with Eric Zier and Z's keys to the game as Georgia gets ready for South Carolina. Z.
Well, Scott, number one, we've got to take away the Gamecock quick game in their passing game. Carolina with their freshman quarterback, Ryan Helinski. Helinski can make every throw, but they like to get him comfortable early in football games with quick passing games. 3-step drops, get the football out of his hand, and it hurt us last week as well. We've got to be on the lookout for that and got to shut that down early.
All right, hold that thought. We're going to come back to you because we're going to go down to the field for our pregame interview with the coach. It's protected by Breda Pest Management. With Breda, you don't have to be afraid of bugs. Let's go down to Chuck and Kirby.
Thanks so much, Scott. Coach Smart. Coach, we're catching this team. They're coming off of a win, but even in their losses, they've been tough to score on.
No, they got a great football team. We got to get our ass ready to play. Our team's not ready to play right now. We got to get our team ready to play.
This atmosphere, this is the kind of atmosphere that helps, though.
Yeah, we got to get everybody in their seats and get ready to go. Our guys got to get ready to play. We got to get ready to go execute. It's going to be a physical, tough game.
All right, let's GATA.
Yeah, go Dogs.
All right, there you go. There's Coach Smart. And I got to tell you something, Scott. This is going to be a packed house for this. But this South Carolina team, I'm watching them go through. They were very confident looking when they were going through their warm-ups. Dogs is just Coach Smart was just talking about. They need to be ready to go.
Well, he'll get them jacked up. Thanks, Chuck. He'll get them jacked up in the locker room before they come back out for kickoff. And South Carolina a little more business-like in their approach on the road, so they don't really have anything to prove other than to themselves. And Georgia's going to try to get to that point today as well. Z, how do you respond when the coach says we're not ready to go right now?
Yeah, you get a little bit concerned. Although I just got fired up just listening to him talk. I'm ready to go. I wasn't ready to go a second ago either, but now the juices are flowing.
So I can add another key to Z's keys. That's listen to the head coach in the locker room before you come back out.
And that might be all you have to do.
That's going to be the difference today. All right, Georgia and South Carolina coming up. Eric Zier will be back with us in just a moment, as Chuck Dowdle will be as well. It's a beautiful, bright, sunshiny day in Athens, GA for Saturday afternoon football on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
This is the Ford Drive to Kickoff. Now back to Scott Howard and Eric Zier.
It's going to be here faster than you think. Ford has a tradition building generations of tough, legendary trucks like the Ford F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. For great offers, visit your local Ford dealer today. We're less than 25 minutes from kick. Georgia and South Carolina, game number 1 of the day in the Southeastern Conference. And these are your Georgia Power starting lineups. The Dogs starting lineups are powered by Georgia Power. And these are probable starters, as we'll look at the defense first for the Dogs. Tyler Clark is a senior, 6'4", 300. He started every game for the Dogs this year, and he's expecting to be in the starting lineup again this afternoon. He is from Americus, Georgia, and having a very solid season on the defensive front for the Dogs. Michael Barnett could be the nose man today. We'll see if Jordan Davis is ready to go. He was in warm-ups. He's dressed in uniform. Suffered the ankle injury last week in Knoxville. We'll see if he's recovered and able to play today. In the meantime, Michael Barnett most likely will be the starter, a senior 6'4", 304 from Ridgeville, South Carolina. David Marshall, the other lineman for the Dogs, senior 6'3", 275. He is from Thomaston, Georgia. The linebackers, Aziz Ojulari, who's having a wonderful redshirt freshman season for the Dogs. 6'3", 240-pound linebacker from Marietta, Georgia. Leads the Dogs in sacks right now with 3.5. He had a couple last week in the win over Tennessee. Tay Crowder is one of the middle linebackers, or inside linebackers rather, a senior 6'3", 235 from Pine Mountain, Georgia, along with Monty Rice on the inside. Junior 6'1", 235 from Madison, Alabama. Rice and Crowder will make a lot of tackles. Walter Grant, outside linebacker, 6'4", junior from Cairo, Georgia. In the secondary, Eric Stokes, DJ Daniel, J.R. Reed, Richard LeCount, probable starters for the Dogs defense. We'll continue with a Ford Drive to kickoff from Dooley Field at Sanford Stadium right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
It's less than 15 minutes to kickoff for your Georgia Bulldogs. Presented by Geico.
When I said he smelled it, you could see his head lean forward. He really did sniff it.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Let's go!
Ford Drive to Kickoff continues. Ford has a tradition building generations of tough, legendary trucks like the Ford F-150. It's the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. For great offers, visit your local Ford dealer today as we continue with our Georgia Power starting lineups. These are probable starters now for the Georgia offense. And we'll start up front with Trey Hill, the center, sophomore, 6'4", 330 from Warner Robins, Georgia. The guards expected to be Cade Mays, a sophomore, 6'6", 318 from Knoxville, Tennessee. Might see Justin Schaefer start today's game. He got his first start last week in Knoxville in place of the injured Solomon Kinley. Solomon was going through warm-ups in the pregame today, so we'll see what his situation is. Justin Schaefer is a 6'4", 330-pound junior from Ellenwood, Georgia. The tackles, Andrew Thomas at left tackle, junior, 6'5", 320 from Lithonia, Georgia. Isaiah Wilson, redshirt sophomore, 6'7", 340 from Brooklyn, New York. The receivers, Lawrence Cager, graduate transfer from Miami. He is from Baltimore, Maryland, 6'5" and 220. Demetrius Robertson, 6'1", junior, 190 from Savannah, Georgia. Tyler Simmons, 6'1", senior, 201 from Powder Springs, Georgia. The quarterback is Jake Fromm, making his 34th consecutive start, I believe it is. A junior, 6'2", 220 from Warner Robins, Georgia. In the backfield, it's DeAndre Swift, a 5'9", 215-pound junior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Charlie Warner's the tight end, 6'5", senior, 245 from Tiger, Georgia. Those are your probable offensive starters. It's less than 15 minutes to kickoff for your Georgia Bulldogs, presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. We'll continue after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Ambition.
Go out there and put it all on the line. That's what you're playing for. You're playing for a championship.
It's something that we embrace as a team, and really we're just ready to go out and play football.
Havoc.
He's hit fumble football. J.R. Reed picks it up and scoops 10 yards into the end zone. Pressure from the we gobble him up at the 5-yard line. They came from everywhere. They fumble it, ball's on the ground, Dogs recover.
These are the dog days of fall.
On the throw, deep ball near sideline. There's Pickens. He left his feet, stuck his hands out, and brought that baby in. Here's Swift with wide open space into the end zone on an angle. Touchdown.
I'm excited to see him go play. I want to see him start fast and play fast.
Now it's just utter domination by the front seven.
Easy peasy touchdown for the freshman. See you later. 40, 30. Wow, it turned on the Jets and just ran by everybody. Touchdown. Oh, my God. 20, 15, 10, near sideline. Touchdown.
You talk about a stupid miracle.
It's time for Georgia football.
From Dooley Field at Sanford Stadium, let's get it on!
Today's broadcast of Georgia football is brought to you by the Amco Transmission Centers of Metro Atlanta, Cook's Pest Control, and the Centricon System, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Zaxby's, stop in today for our famous fingers, wings, and salads. Georgia United Credit Union, score your official Bulldogs debit card today. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By your local Sherwin-Williams. Painting questions? Ask Sherwin-Williams. State Farm Insurance. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine. And by Southeast Mortgage, the official home loan lender of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now to the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast booth. Alongside former All-American Eric Zier, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Beautiful, bright sunshine today. The weather couldn't be better. This is one of those days that they call the Chamber of Commerce days in Athens. I've never been at the Chamber of Commerce when they talking about the weather, but I imagine it would be like today if that's what they were doing and you drop by to visit the folks at the Chamber of Commerce. Beautiful, bright sunshine, 76 degrees, no threat of rain, and very cool temperatures really for a noon kickoff here on a October Saturday in Athens. Georgia and South Carolina are coming up. Number 3 Dogs taking on the Gamecocks, and we'll close in on the kickoff in less than 10 minutes. We'll continue after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Moments away from kick for the Dogs and the Gamecocks. Georgia going for its 825th all-time win in program history today as they take on South Carolina. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Third-ranked Bulldogs, 5-0 this season, 2-0 in the SEC. Kirby Smart in his 4th year as the Dogs head coach, 37-10 overall, 21-8 in all SEC games. South Carolina's 2-3. They're 1-2 in conference play. Will Muschamp, their head coach in his 4th year, he's 24-20 all-time at South Carolina, 13-14 in SEC games. The kickoff is on the way. Georgia and South Carolina coming up for you here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
You want the defer? You want the ball? Yes, sir. All right, there you heard it, Scott. South Carolina won the toss. They've deferred. J.R. Reed says, we'll take the football. Scott, post-game tailgates are going to feature deep-fried barnyard club. Let's get it on.
All right. Deep-fried barnyard. All right. I like it. It is a good day for some roasted chicken, don't you think? Georgia will be in red uniforms, silver breeches, red helmets, and South Carolina in white jerseys and garnet pants and garnet helmets. And we're almost ready to get this one underway. Georgia and South Carolina meeting for the 72nd time in the history of the series. Georgia has a decisive edge in the overall series history, 51 wins, 18 losses, and 2 ties. Dogs have won 4 in a row, and Georgia's 23-8 all-time against the Gamecocks here at Sanford Stadium. Again, the 72nd meeting between these two teams as Georgia tries to extend the streak and extend a lot more streaks. Extend the streak over SEC Eastern Division opponents and extend the home winning streak as well. We're going to look down on the kickoff from the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in the Larry Munson Broadcast Suite at Sanford Stadium. Glad to have you along for the opening kick. And the first half of our broadcast is presented by Ambetter from Peach State Health Plan, health coverage for the superfan. So Carolina won the toss. They deferred. They'll kick from west to east, left to right as we view it. And back deep for Georgia are Zamir White and James Cook. Cook is the deepest, and he's a yard or so in the end zone and the nearest to us. And Zamir White is on the far hash at the 5-yard line. This will be Will Tommy, a senior, kicking it off for South Carolina. He's got it teed up just to the north of the near hash on the 35-yard line. He's a left footer. As he approaches from the left side, we are underway in Athens as the kick is end over end, spinning towards the right corner of the end zone, taken by Cook, bounces off his chest. He drops it, picks it up in the end zone, and will take a knee for the touchback. And we are underway in SEC East play in Athens. Georgia will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Georgia Power brings the energy for every game day and to your community too. Visit georgiapower.com/community to learn more.
South Carolina likes to go a lot of single safety, predominantly single safety, without mixing a whole lot of other things in. So they get an additional guy in the box, go cover one. They like to bump on the outside. Look for the Dogs to get the football out of Jake's hands very quickly today, get into space. We can make a couple people miss on the outside. We got a chance for a number of explosive plays today.
We go with that heavy offensive line with Cade Mays in there on the left end as an extra lineman and hand it off to Swift in the backfield as the lone setback. He'll push it forward, right of center for 4 yards to the 29-yard line. And they'll bring Cleveland out of the ball game now, leave Cade Mays in there. So we went with that jumbo package to start the ball game, Zeke.
Yeah, we saw that a number of times last week. Go right back to it. Just a simple straight dive in a zone read or zone run out of that look. But you got an awful lot of beef up front pushing the pile there for 4 or 5 yards.
2nd and 6, Dogs on our 29. Fromm to throw for the first time. Fires near side to Cager. He leaps in the air at the 36. Brings it down with 2 hands. Tackled at the 37-yard line by Mukwamu. Israel Mukwamu, a sophomore, 6'4", from Bossier City, Louisiana. He's the cornerback on this side, but the gain is up to the 37-yard line. A pickup of 8 and a Scana Energy first down for the Bulldogs.
Just a hitch on the outside. Good play call there to get the football out of Jake's hands. This Carolina defense can get after the passer. 12 sacks so far on the year.
That was the 16th catch of the season for Cager, the graduate transfer. Swift in the backfield takes a play fake from Fromm. They'll throw to Simmons on the far side. Tyler Simmons tiptoeing into the South Carolina bench is good into Gamecock territory at the 49-yard line. A pickup of 14 yards. That's another Scana Energy first down. A long throw from Fromm close to the near hash all the way to the other side of the field, and a nice grab by Simmons and some good footwork.
Yeah, Scott, you're spot on. That's about as long a throw as you can make in college football, coming from the far hash and then throwing a quick out on the other side. Carolina, just as we expected, came out single safety there, so we had one-on-one. That ball thrown on time and well delivered.
Dogs on the Carolina 49. Here's the handoff to Swift. He's got a little bit of a crease at left tackle, and he drives downfield for about down to the 42-yard line. A pickup of about 7. Sherrod Green, the linebacker, made the hit on DeAndre Swift at the 42. That's where he stopped. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Dogs in Carolina territory. First series of the ball game. We're just underway, 2 minutes into the contest, in fact, here in the first quarter. Swift alone setback. Stands back close to the 50. Fromm goes under center. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right for Georgia. 4-man front for Carolina. Here's Swift with a big hole again. He hit that hole hard with a quick burst down inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. And that's another Scana Energy first down as Green makes another tackle at linebacker for the Gamecocks.
Check with me at the line of scrimmage there. Jake Fromm going away from whichever safety is going to come down and get into the box. Pretty easy to recognize on that one. Runs it to the field. And the right side of the Georgia offensive line doing some damage right now.
1st and 10, Dogs on the Carolina 37-yard line. Fromm goes empty set now. In the shotgun, drops back. Clean pocket, they go at his legs. He throws, and it's caught by Swift out of the left side of the line of scrimmage formation. Swift makes the catch at the 35 and is twisted down right there by T.J. Brunson. Swift lined up as one of the receivers on this left side in that formation. Makes the catch only for a couple of yards to the 35.
Well, good coverage there by Carolina. Dogs go empty. Carolina actually went back and got into a 2-safety look. One of the few times that they show that kind of defensive coverage. It covered us up pretty well with a good job by Jake getting to his check down.
DJ Wanham was grabbing at Jake's legs as he was releasing that football. Here's Swift running at an angle to the left, outside left tackle, and he's gang tackled at the 32-yard line, led by Sherrod Green. 3 in a row for the Carolina linebacker. Pickup is 3 to the Carolina 32-yard line. It'll be 3rd down from there for the Bulldogs.
See if Carolina brings pressure here on 3rd and medium. This is right at a range where you might bring pressure, maybe a little too short yardage.
First 3rd down try of this series for Georgia. 3rd and 5. We move Swift into the backfield. Fromm out of the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back, sets up, looks. Now he steps up in the pocket, tries to run, and he will only get about a yard or so. Well, they got him spotted back on the 33, but he ended up on the 31-yard line. They're going to move it back to the 33-yard line, and it's going to be 4th down.
Carolina did bring pressure. They brought a free safety blitz right into the A-gap. Dogs did a good job of picking it up, but the man-to-man coverage, just nowhere for Jake to go with that football.
Yeah, he had time, but Enagbury, one of the defensive ends, made the tackle on Fromm. Now we're going to try a field goal from 50 yards. Here's Rodrigo Blankenship kicking it on the near hash to the left, and bright sunshine. Wind blowing in. Here's the kick. It's away. It's reaching towards the uprights, and it is good. Another 50-yarder.
Boy,
he's unstoppable.
He really is. That was into a pretty brisk wind as well as all the flags blowing right in his direction.
As for important account information, insured by NCUA, Georgia United, the official credit union of Georgia Athletics.
Back here in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth at Sanford Stadium, Dogs with a 3-0 lead. Let's check in with Chuck Dowdle on the Cooks Pest Control sidelines. Chuck.
Scott, you mentioned into a brisk wind. I got to tell you, down here, it's a stiff wind. What a weapon. I'm not sure that there's one anywhere in the world of college football like Rodrigo Blankenship. A writer suggested to Kirby this week, Rodrigo for Heisman. Kirby said, sign me up. Heck, sign us all up.
As he'll boom one into the end zone about halfway deep for another touchback. He just keeps on going. Blankenship now 12 for 12 on his field goal tries this season. And with that 50-yarder, he is now 6 for 7 all time in his career from 50 yards plus. Impressive stuff. Georgia goes 42 yards in 9 plays in 4 minutes and 45 seconds. They get the 3 from Hot Rod. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. South Carolina, first possession, 1st and 10 on their 25. They'll throw a lateral to the left side. Out of the backfield, back on the 19. It's caught by Shai Smith, one of their receivers, but it was Helinski throwing it behind him, and Smith is stopped at the 26-yard line by Tay Crowder and Azeez Ojulari, 2 of our linebackers, a 1-yard gain. And 2nd and 9 for South Carolina as they go fast. Helinski will throw the opposite side. He'll come towards the Georgia bench and airmail one over his intended target, Chavis Dawkins. Jumped in the air, but the ball was high. DJ Daniel in coverage on this near side as Monty Rice had good pressure and delivered a blow to Helinski as he was releasing the football.
First 2 plays there, dogs and quarters coverage, and we're up and bumped on the outside receivers, which I really like. We got hurt last week in the quick passing game from Tennessee early in that first half. We've got to be disruptive with those receivers at the line of scrimmage.
They run Edwards on the far side. Helinski will throw it, set up a screen on that side. Edwards trying to weave his way around red shirts. He caught the pass. He got across the 30 to the 31. He's short of the first down, though, by about 4 yards. As we make a tackle at the 31-yard line, led by J.R. Reed, the senior safety. And South Carolina quickly, and that's what backfires on you, Z, when you go fast and you go 3 and out.
Yeah, you don't give your defense any rest at all. And for these up-tempo teams, keeping that offense to 3 and outs or getting 3 and outs against those kind of offenses that like to go up-tempo, very, very important. So you just keep the momentum on your side.
Joseph Charlton, one of the best in the conference. Long kick, backing up Dominic Blaylock all the way back to his 11-yard line where he makes the fair catch. 58-yard punt. Charlton's tremendous for South Carolina.
Get mortgage. Call 800-QUICKEN today or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Welcome back to The Game, brought to you by Zaxby's. Stop in today and savor the flavor of hand-breaded chicken and heavenly sauces.
We're in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Sanford Stadium. First half of our broadcast presented by Ambetter from Peach State Health Plan. Health coverage for the superfan. Georgia has it 1st and 10 on the 11 with a 3-0 lead. Solomon Kinley in the ball game at left guard. Good to see Big Solly back. In the shotgun, Fromm. He'll throw it to the motion man, Robertson, far side of the field. Catches it behind the line of scrimmage, up the far sideline and out of bounds at the 15. He'll pick up 4 there. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Fromm on that first series that produced a field goal past Quincy Carter for 5th on UGA's most passing yards list. Matthew Stafford is next in his sights with over 7,700 yards passing. So Jake, unless he has a record-setting day, he won't get there today because he's got about another 1,000 yards to go. 2nd down and 6 for the Dogs. Here's James Cook on a run to the near side, looking for space, trying to get to the corner. Can't quite angle to the left edge. He angled out of bounds around the 20-yard line by Roderick and Mukwamu in the secondary for South Carolina. But he got about 5 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and a yard to go. 3rd and 1 for the Dogs, right around the 20-yard line.
Speed sweep there by the Dogs, just trying to get Cook on the outside. Good job using all of that speed that he has. And this is an area where the Dogs have struggled.
Here's Swift on the carry. And he didn't struggle to get the first down. He got it as he fights through tacklers and behind blocking on the left side of the line of scrimmage. He got to the 22, and he kept driving through Sterling and Kinlaw, two of their big giant linemen, to get the Scana Energy first down for the Dogs to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, good strong run right there by the Dogs behind Solomon Kinley and Andrew Thomas. No issue on that short yardage play.
There's Zamir White now into the game. He's in the pistol right now. Now he shifts behind Fromm off to his right, and Jake will hand it to him. And Zamir will shake in the backfield, drive through a massive hole at left tackle, all the way up to the 29-yard line. A quick gain of 7 for Zeus. Mukwamu with the stop for the South Carolina defense, but Zeus with a lot of room to run on that left side, Z.
Yeah, a lot of room to run, and just absolute power from that young man. He runs so hard, and he gets to top speed very quickly. So when he makes contact with you, it's with everything he's got.
Zamir White over 200 yards rushing in his first full season on the field for the Bulldogs with that carry. And he'll get another try here. Runs into a blocker in the backfield. Hill got pushed way in the backfield, and Zamir White will be stopped for a loss as he ran into Trey Hill, was being shoved into the Georgia backfield. Hill tried, or rather Zeus tried to reverse field, but it was tackled at the 27-yard line by T.J. Brunson, the linebacker. So he's going to lose a couple, and it'll be 3rd and 5 now from the Georgia 27.
Boy, you don't see that happen very often to anybody on the Georgia offensive line, but you're right. Hill just got stood up, lost leverage as Carolina got underneath his pads, and he was on skates.
Hill's matched up with Big Kinlaw. He's got his work cut out for him. Fromm to throw, and he throws over the middle, and it's off the fingertips of Eli Wolf, the tight end, right around the 40-yard line. The pass is incomplete. He put it in the right spot. Eli reached up and just had it whisk right through his fingers.
Boy, did he ever. Deep dig route there by Wolf. Good job by the Dogs in protection. Carolina was only rushing 3, so Jake had a good clean pocket, delivered a strike. That one just flat out dropped.
Yep, he hit him in stride. And now the Dogs will have to punt for the first time. Jake Camarda on to kick it away. He stands on our 13 to receive the snap. And it'll be Shai Smith, or is that Edwards? Edwards is the deep man to receive the punt. Camarda gets off a beauty. Oh, my goodness. It lands on the 10, bounces. Is he going to roll dead? Yeah, it takes a lateral bounce and kicks back to the 6-yard line. Outstanding punt, Jake Camarda. And he's feeling it on the Georgia sideline right now. Everybody's off to greet him. A career best 67-yard boomer. He's just flipped the field. We'll take a time. We're in the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast booth in the Larry Munson Suite, Sanford Stadium. Georgia 3, South Carolina nothing. Carolina back on its own 7-yard line after a tremendous 66-yard punt by Jake Camarda. Handoff goes to Rico Dowdle for South Carolina. He runs laterally left and cuts up at the hash, crosses the 10 up to the 12-yard line. Hit first by Rice, who sweeped his legs, and then Michael Barnett finished off the tackle. They'll spot the ball up on the 13-yard line. That's a pickup of 6 on the run by Dowdle. 2nd down and 4, Carolina.
Boy, good run by Dowdle. Great patience waiting for that hole to develop.
He's got it again. He runs under a tackler in the backfield. He ran under the reaching grasp of Tyler Clark, and then he got to the corner. And did he get the first down? No, he's down at the 15-yard line, so he's still got some work to do. Clark almost had him for a loss in the backfield, but he just kind of lowered his body and got under his grasp. Here's 3rd down and 2 for South Carolina. Helinski with the pass over the middle. It's off the fingertips and nearly intercepted off the tip by Richard LeCount. And check a flag as LeCount couldn't come up with the pick. The tipped ball was right in his direction. Pass lands incomplete, but let's check a flag.
Defense number 20. The penalty will place the ball on the foul and includes an automatic down.
Ken Williamson, our referee, said pass interference on the Georgia defense, and that was on J.R. Reed. So that's a break for South Carolina. They get the first down when they would not have had it had that play stood.
Right, even with the penalty and obviously the first down here for Carolina, you have to like what you're seeing from the Dogs. Got a great scheme right now. Looks like they're almost running to the play before Carolina's even running it.
Snap to Helinski. He's going to hand it off. Dowdle bounces out to the right. Boy, we gobble him up. Rice and Crowder just clobber him on the near side at the 28-yard line as Rico Dowdle picks up a yard. Second down and 9 from the Carolina 28.
Boy, what a tackle there for Monty Rice. Just able to get outside, keep contained, and throw Dowdle to the ground.
Carolina's going to go with an empty set. 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. They stack the receivers on the hash on the far side. Now they split out a little bit wider, and they shift Dowdle into the backfield. So South Carolina with a lot of window dressing on this formation. Helinski with the ball, stands in the pocket on the 20, fires a bullet to the 39, and it's broken up. Kyle Markway, the tight end, couldn't hang on. Monty Rice in coverage. I'm not sure if he got a hand on it or if Markway just couldn't handle the heat on that ball. It was thrown very hard. The pass is incomplete.
Markway was just on a little dig route. That football actually thrown behind him some as well, but almost had to be, as in Helinski's vision was Monty Rice that was coming strong, so Helinski almost tried to go back shoulder to Markway there.
Jordan Davis was in the game on that last play. Good to see him back. He's out for this one as South Carolina has 3rd and 9 coming up. Empty backfield for the Gamecocks. Helinski in the pocket with pressure. He gets drilled in the backfield and delivers a strike, a sliding catch at the 43-yard line by Brian Edwards. Helinski took a shot from Adam Anderson as he was releasing that football, but he got it straight down the middle of the field, and Edwards went low to the ground to make the catch at the 43, and a first down and a 15-yard gain for the Gamecocks.
Edwards is just a handful. Dogs there in cover 2. Edwards ran a dig, had an option right underneath him that pulled that underneath coverage out, and as you said, Helinski took a shot, but able to have a lot of poise, staying in the pocket and delivering a strike.
Tavian Feaster into the ball game, the transfer from Clemson out of the backfield. He'll get his first carry, runs immediately to left tackle and up the field, and will be stopped shy of the 45 on that far side of the line of scrimmage. Tay Crowder and Michael Barnett on the stop for the Georgia defense, and the gain is a little less than 2. So it'll be second down. They'll call it a long 8 for South Carolina. They're just short of their own 45-yard line. Helinski and the offense going quickly. He fires a pass to Josh Vann on the near side. He makes the catch around the 45 and pushes it up close to midfield. They'll stop him at the 48, it would appear, on this near sideline. J.R. Reed on the tackle for the Georgia defense. They'll put the ball right down on the 48 for Carolina. The gain was 3.
Walter Grant in there as well, able to fight off a block and be a part of the tackle.
Carolina off and running again. Short throw over the middle. Caught by the tight end. He zigzags around a player and into Georgia territory to the 41. That's Nick Muse, a junior from Belmont, North Carolina. Transfer from William and Mary. Adam and Anderson on the stop for Georgia. But Carolina up to the Dogs' 41-yard line. And they have a first down. That was a 12-yard gain. 11-yard gain. Make it on that play. So they've got it 1st and 10 at the Dogs' 41. Getting late in the first quarter, 2:30 to go in the period. Georgia with a 3-0 lead. Ryan Helinski, the freshman quarterback, stepping up, talking to his line. Now he repositions. They'll run out of the pistol. And now whistles and a flag, and we've got movement, I think, on South Carolina's line of scrimmage.
False start. Offense number 84. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's on the tight end, Markway. Our first half of our broadcast today presented by Ambetter from Peach State Health Plan. Health coverage for the superfan. Carolina backed up to their 46 after the penalty. Or to Georgia's 46, excuse me. And it's 1st and 15 there. Play fake. Helinski rolls to the left, sets up, unencumbered, throws it deep down the far sideline. It's caught over the shoulder at the 15 and into the end zone, I think. Touchdown into that far corner. Yeah, he knocked down the pylon on his way in. A long touchdown pass to Brian Edwards. Had our guy beat by, it looked to be about 7 or 8 yards, and Helinski put a perfect ball on him, and Edwards scores the first points of the game for South Carolina.
Edwards was in the slot position, ran an out and up. Very Very similar to the double move that got us last week against Tennessee early in that football game. Helinski on a little half roll bootleg just to get outside the pocket, change his launch point, and allow that play to develop. It took a long time, but again, we bite on the initial out move, and the double move gets us.
4th touchdown reception for Edwards this season. That's the 6th TD pass for Helinski, and they'll try the point after with Parker White. It's up and good, and South Carolina has taken the lead on Georgia 7-3 with 1:58 to go here in the first quarter. And the crowd here at Dooley Field at Sanford Stadium a little bit quieter than they were a few moments ago. Stadium's not quite full. Some seats still available in the upper deck, but it's filled in nicely. See some folks still milling around outside the stadium. Maybe throwing a lot with Helinski to Edwards on that quick slant. That wasn't one of those on that touchdown play. That was just, as you said, an up-and-out move all the way to the end zone, and Helinski put a beautiful ball right on him in stride, and he had our guy beat, and just a sprint to the far corner of the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, it was Devon Wilson that was in coverage, and Devon saw the initial out route, went to undercut that, was in pretty good position, and then as soon as Edwards turned it up, no way that Wilson could catch up.
Will Tommy to kick it away from left to right. He'll send it deep in the back of the end zone. Cook will watch it bounce over the back line for the touchback, and Georgia will go on offense once again at our 25 late in the first quarter. Our broadcast in the first half is presented by Ambetter from Peach State Health Plan, health coverage for the superfan. And Scana Energy is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. For every touchdown the Dogs score, Scana Energy will make a $500 donation to the University of Georgia General Scholarship Fund. Heading into today's game, Scana Energy has donated $13,000 so far this season. Georgia 1st and 10 on the 25, trailing now 7-3. Fromm under center, Swift in the backfield. They run Robertson in motion. Hand it to DeAndre. Big hole straight up the gut. Swift spins by the tackler at the 35 and drives for a couple more to the 37-yard line. A quick burst of a dozen yards for DeAndre Swift. Israel Mukwamu had to make the stop on DeAndre, or he might have had a lot more room on this near side.
Boy, quick burst indeed. Huge hole opened up right on the backside of Solomon Kinley. Good block there by Andrew Thomas as well. Ben Cleveland, a good block.
Good to have Solly back at left guard. Thomas on the left side at tackle. And we've got the tight end in Tight Wolf there as well. Play fake to Swift for Fromm. He looks right, comes back to the left, and just throws it away. Cager was in the vicinity, but he threw it well over the Georgia bench to get rid of the football. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 now for the Bulldogs.
Good smart decision there by Jake Fromm. We had a little play action pass and tried to throw a slant right in behind the linebackers, but covered very, very well. Jake also looked on the outside, but Carolina was sitting on the hitch right on the outside. Wouldn't be surprised if we do a little double move here, hitch and go at some point in the game.
Jake was being hit as he was letting that last pass go. Here's Swift on the run. Carries it straight ahead between the tackles up to the 43-yard line. Should be a 6-yard gain. Enagbury, J.J. Enagbury, a 6'4", 260 lineman, a sophomore from Atlanta, on the stop for the guys in garnet and white today. Dogs have the ball on their own 42-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and 5 with less than a minute to go in the first quarter. South Carolina leading Georgia 7-3. Fromm directing some traffic. We've got 3 guys out wide to the right and 2 to the left. Empty set. Trey Hill, the center, makes the snap in the shotgun. Fromm with a quick throw. We catch it at the 50. That's James Cook. Cook turns inward towards the field and moves inside the numbers to the 48-yard line, tackled by Mukwamu there at the South Carolina 48-yard line. 10-yard pickup, 1st down for the Dogs. We move the sticks with 27 seconds to go in the quarter, and the Dogs are in Carolina territory at the Gamecock 48-yard line. Zamir White re-enters the ball game in the backfield.
Great accuracy on that throw by Fromm, and he had to have it. Carolina had a flat defender there that was in position to make a play.
Fromm sets up, throws far to the right, caught by Pickens at the 37. They sling him back to the 40-yard line, but forward progress beyond the 1st down marker, I believe, at the 37.5, and that's going to be a 1st down for Georgia. The gain was a little more than 10 yards to the Carolina 37. That's going to be the last play of the quarter as well. My Better is healthcare coverage that gives you more. Count on M Better for affordable health insurance with the benefits you need. Visit betterisga.com.
Remember that going forward, it impacts recruiting, and for Coach Smart, that was what he was most frustrated about.
All right, Chuck, thanks very much. Georgia 1st and 10 on South Carolina's 37-yard line, and something that's probably equally frustrating. We're trailing right now after one quarter of play, 7-3, but the Dogs trying to do something about that. First half of our broadcast presented by M Better from Peach State Health Plan, health coverage for the superfan. Here we go, 1st and 10 on the Carolina 37. Fromm's going to give it to Swift. He bounces outside near sideline and dragging a man out of bounds, and a flag to follow as Swift was tackled around the 29-yard line. T.J. Brunson was dragging along, going for a ride on number 7. And let's check the call from Ken Williamson.
Personal foul, horsepower tackle, defense number 6. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
And that's why it was being dragged, because Brunson had a firm grip on his shoulder pads inside his collar, so the horse collar tackle is a big penalty against South Carolina. First quarter recap is presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit. Loans for land with 20-year fixed rates. As we told you, a touchdown for South Carolina and a field goal for Georgia. That was the score. The yardage figures are pretty even as well. Less than 100, right at 100 for both squads. 99 for Georgia, 92 for the Gamecocks. The Dogs after the penalty, now on the Carolina 15-yard line. Fromm to throw. He's got all kinds of time in the pocket. Whips it to the 5, and it's caught by Dominic Blaylock. He broke away from his defender, fell forward to about the 2-yard line before he fell to the turf there, as the Dogs are in the Massey Ferguson red zone. And goal to go, threatening to regain the lead here on the Carolina 2-yard line.
Well, we had a little slant and go that Jake wanted to try to go to on the other side of the field. That wasn't there, but able to compose himself, take a quick hop step back to buy himself a little more time, and then just ripped a sidearm pass for the completion, but a really good job up front by the big boys, giving Jake time to get it to Dominic Blaylock.
The gain was 13 yards to the 2. Let's see if they've moved it back a little bit. It's on the 4 now. So down to the 4. The gain was 11 for the Dogs, but it's goal to go for Georgia on the Carolina 4. Swift in the backfield is going to get the carry. Starts left, drives back right with a jab step, drives down to about the 1.5 before Carolina crowds him up. Led by Sherrod Green, the linebacker. They had another big guy in there, Jones and Roderick, driving Swift back, and they never got him on the turf, just kept driving him back. But forward progress is to the 1, a gain of 3. 2nd and goal from the 1 for the Bulldogs. We trail 7-3, trying to do something about that. High snap, give it to Swift. He drives it right guard. He plows in there, touchdown.
Boy,
we did do something about it.
Indeed we did, and DeAndre Swift running with some power right behind Trey Hill. But DeAndre Swift just stood a Carolina Gamecock up as he was making his way into the end zone.
The Dogs with a red zone score. The red zone presented by Massey Ferguson. Experience the compact utility tractors that will take you through the season strong. Dogs regain the lead, 9-7 for the moment. And here's Rodrigo Blankenship to try the point after. Camarda to hold, and Walker to snap it. There's the snap, the hold, the placement, the kick, and it's all good. And the new score in Athens is Georgia 10 and South Carolina 7. That Bulldogs touchdown is brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia. Here in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth, Georgia has taken the lead again, 10-7. A 1-yard touchdown run by DeAndre Swift, his 6th TD of the year, his 5th rushing touchdown. It was a 9-play, 75-yard drive, took 3:23 off the clock, and has given Georgia a 3-point lead. That's the Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Our first half is presented by M Better from Peach State Health Plan. Health coverage for the super fan. Here's the super kicker, Hot Rod Blankenship, to deliver a kick from left to right, deep and high into the end zone, over the back line of the end zone, automatic touchback. And Rodrigo applauds the effort, and Carolina will get the ball back on the 25.
Now we'll see if the Dogs start bringing a few more exotic looks, try to get pressure on Helensky. Ryan Holinsky, 5 out of 7 right now, getting into a nice little groove. We don't want him to get too comfortable back there. Gamecocks right now going empty set. See if we bring one more than they can block.
Quick snap, 5 guys out. He hits one of them over the middle, caught at the 30. We tangle him up right there. He gets to the 31-yard line. Tay Crowder first, Monty Rice second, right over the middle. You expect our inside guys to be there and make the hit, and they did. The gain was 6 as Edwards makes another grab for South Carolina. 3 tight ends. Is that what you're telling me? 3 tight ends in the formation right now? Yes, my goodness. And they go empty again. Holinsky throws it wide to the right, and that's Edwards again. This time Stokes makes the tackle at the 32, maybe the 33. We'll see where they spot it. It was outside the hash on the far side of the field. They put it almost to the 33-yard line.
Carolina right now, they've got Feaster in the football game. The running back, they've got him split out, forcing one of our linebackers to go outside.
3rd and 2 for Carolina. And what do we got, a timeout? Georgia wants a time.
Prior to the snap, timeout, Georgia. First timeout of the half.
Our defensive coordinator was not happy about something, and he's letting his team know about it. Timeout, Georgia. South Carolina continues.
Welcome back to coverage of the Bulldogs. Brought to you by Zaxby's, famous chicken fingers, wings, and salads.
Along with Eric Zier, Scott Howard here in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth in the Munson Broadcast Suite. South Carolina 3rd and 2 coming up from their own 33. Quick snap to Holinsky and a quick throw. And it's grabbed by the tight end, Muse, falling down at the 40-yard line. Eric Stokes right there in coverage, but it's enough for a first down. Holinsky a little shaken up on the play. After that, he's kind of hobbling, kind of bending down.
Dogs brought pressure. I'm trying to see who it was that got him, but we blew him up. And Holinsky very slow getting up. He's gotten a few balls off under duress that he's thrown well, but boy, we are laying some wood on him right now.
He's completed 7 in a row. That one for 7 yards and a first down up to their own 40. Holinsky, they'll relieve him of passing and hand it off to Dowdle. Dowdle bounces out around left tackle, and a little bit of running room on this near side up to the 49-yard line. A gain of 9. Rice and DJ Daniel on the stop for the Georgia defense. We substitute. We get Crowder and Dean in the ball game now, and South Carolina's looking at a 2nd down and 1.
And it was Mark Webb that hit Holinsky.
Holinsky will hand it off to Dowdle again. He fights for yardage on the right side this time. On the logo, gets to the 50, got the first down. He only needed a yard, and that's what he got as David Marshall stops him after a 1-yard run, the senior from Thomaston, Georgia. Carolina showing no stop, slowing down. They're just go, go, go. Quick snap on 1st and 10 from midfield. Throw it out to Dowdle in the right flat. He catches it at the 48 into Georgia territory to the Dogs' 47. That's a 3-yard gain. Stop made by Nakobe Dean, the linebacker, and J.R. Reed, the safety for the Dogs.
Dogs continue to sit back in coverage. Holinsky now 8 out of 10. Throwing the football very, very well, and the pocket is just too clean. We've got to find a way to disrupt his rhythm.
Here's Feaster now. Feaster driving behind big blockers on the right side. We crowd up the line of scrimmage, stretch out the play towards the Carolina sideline, and jam it up at the 46. Nakobe Dean, the first guy in there. The freshman made contact, and then Tate Crowder. The gain is to the 46. It's only 1 yard, and it's 3rd down and work to do for the Gamecocks. They've got 3rd and 6 from the Georgia 46. Snap to Holinsky. Quick throw, right side. He hit the tight end Markway. We hit him low at the 42. He fights for yards. They give it to him to the 40.5-yard line. He's going to be about a half yard shy of the first down. Markway, the tight end, fighting over our defensive back Stokes to get the extra yardage. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down and a half a yard. From the Dogs' 40. They moved early. There's flags all over the place. That's going to back them up, and that's going to make their head coach angry.
Boy, indeed it is. Dogs got fortunate on the spot.
False start. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty. It remains 3rd down.
On the catch by Markway, his knees never hit the ground. I think he actually had the first down. Dogs get a very good spot that forces the 4th and short situation where The Gamecocks go for it. They jump offside. Dogs definitely catching a break there.
Boy, that just completely changed the momentum of that drive. South Carolina was moving. They likely could have had the first down. Now they had to send the punt unit on after a 5-yard penalty. Here's Charlton. Try to hang it up high and kick the Dogs into a hole. Blaylock waves for the fair catch, and he makes it on the far hash around the 12 or 13-yard line. So the Dogs get the stop and get the ball back. 9:52 second quarter. Georgia 10, South Carolina 7. That was a 33-yard pooch punt by Carolina. Breaking the action. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Fan. Jordan Schaefer, one of our linemen, had his shoulder pads off and was escorted into the locker room moments ago. Solomon Kinley still at left guard. Here's a handoff to Zamir White. Zamir explodes through a hole on the left side of the line of scrimmage. Goes from the 12 to the 24. A dozen yards for Zeus and a first down.
Well, Carolina in cover one there. Had an extra guy in the box, but a huge block by Solomon Kinley. And Zeus, when he is getting that football, he is top speed in a couple of steps.
He doesn't waste any time. DJ Wanham had to make the tackle in the second level. 1st and 10 Dogs on their own 24. We're moving to the right with a 3-point lead, 10-7. Fromm directing some traffic, drops back in the shotgun, shifts in the backfield. White to his left, takes the handoff, runs straight ahead, and we move the pile a few yards to the 28-yard line. Ernest Jones, the linebacker for South Carolina, one of the guys in there jamming up the works for the Gamecock defense. The gain is 4 to the 28, a little bit beyond that actually. And Solomon Kinley again with a key block leading the way, moving that pile. It's 2nd and 6 for the Dogs from just past our own 28-yard line.
Jake Fromm, 7 out of 9, 60 yards. DeAndre Swift leading rushers for the Dogs so far, 10 attempts, 50 yards.
White stays in the backfield with Fromm, and Zamir gets another carry, covers up that ball, runs hard straight ahead right behind center, drives up to the 35-yard line before they hit him and push him back. He was hit by Ernest Jones and JT Ebay, the safety, but Zeus got it up to the 35. That's a gain of 7, and that's another Georgia first down. Dogs moving off their own 12-yard line up to the 35 with a 10-7 lead. 8:25 to go in the second quarter. Fromm with time to throw, threw it behind Zamir White on a crossing route out of the backfield. Pass was batted around and then fell incomplete. White had coverage on him with Ernest Jones, the linebacker. Couldn't get to the ball. A little bit behind him. He may have outrun that pass, Z.
Well, he did. It was an option route, and it was a good read as Zamir White got up, recognized that there was man-to-man coverage, so he's not going to go sit that one down in the soft zone. He's going to keep moving, but he was running into another defender, so I think Jake saw a flash of color that spooked him a little bit, and he tried to stop him and put it on his back shoulder, and just a little too much heat for that to happen.
Zamir out and Swift back in. Fromm in the shotgun. Gives it to DeAndre. He runs in behind Big Ben Cleveland and Isaiah Wilson on the right side. Grinds his way up to the 40-yard line. Kobe Smith, the defensive tackle, senior from Lawrenceville, made the stop for South Carolina. That's 5 more yards on the ground as the Dogs are grinding it out. Not quite a full 5. They call it 5.5. It'll be 3rd down at 5.5 for the Dogs, just shy of our own 40-yard line.
Now, Dogs had the exact coverage they wanted there. Carolina dropped into a 2-deep look. We had a run on, so numbers were in our favor.
2 receivers to each side. Swift in the backfield on 3rd down and 5 for the Dogs. Snap is low. Fromm picks it up and throws. And going to the turf. Did he hang on to it? Wow, terrific catch. Lawrence Cager. My goodness, and he's hurt his shoulder again. He caught it at the Carolina 42-yard line for the first down and immediately comes off the field and to the Georgia sideline. And that left arm dangling down below. He immediately came to the sideline. He's hurt his shoulder in Knoxville last week, and it looks like he's done it again here today.
Yeah, that was a skinny post that Jake threw a little bit low to Cager. He goes down there and makes a phenomenal catch, but falls right on that shoulder, and you could tell as soon as he hit, his arm went limp.
18 yards and a first down for the Dogs to the Carolina 42. Fromm twirls the ball in his hand, launches one far sideline. Our guy leaves his feet. Pickens can't get his fingertips all the way wrapped around the football. It's incomplete. He leaped in the air down that far sideline, tried to make a highlight catch, but is just out of his reach and incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 back on the Carolina 42.
We had takeoffs across the board there. I think it was Charlie Warner that was on the inside. that if Jake, when he goes back and takes a look at it, he should have given it right then to Charlie. Tried to go outside to Pickens. Pickens was pretty well covered up, but Charlie Warner got right over the top almost immediately of the inside defender.
Cook in the backfield, flares out to the right. Fromm throws to him in the right flat. Blocking breaks down on that side. South Carolina does a good job as Cook makes the catch and they make the stop at the 44. It's a 2-yard loss. Sherrod Green, the linebacker, was fighting off the block of Charlie Warner to make the tackle on Cook, and now it's going to be 3rd and long for the Dogs. After that 2-yard loss back on the Gamecock 44-yard line, it'll be 3rd and 12.
Dogs 3 out of 5 on 3rd down in this first half.
6:34. Lawrence Cager got a look at from the doctors on the sideline. He's back in the ball game now. That's good news. He's the receiver lined up far to the left. And we shift Wolf, the tight end, to a wing spot behind Thomas at left tackle. Fromm will throw it the opposite way to Tyler Simmons. He's trying to weave his way through traffic. He made the catch at the 46, and he got about 7 or 8 more yards after the catch. Aaron Sterling, a defensive end, hit him first and makes the tackle around the 38-yard line. So he got 6 yards on that, but it's 4th down for the Dogs. We're going to keep the offense out there. 4th down and 6 from the Carolina 38-yard line.
And Dogs here just trying to draw them off sides. We're in a punt situation anyway, so if we're punting from the 38 or 39-yard line versus backing it up 5 yards, not going to make a difference.
I think it's a hot rod situation. We're going to go for it. Snap it to Fromm. He's looking, throws it deep, ball far sideline, and incomplete. Tried to get a hand on it with Demetrius Robertson. He had coverage on that far sideline again with, this was Jamie Robinson in coverage for South Carolina. The ball just about the length of the football out of the reach of his long arm as he jumped to the turf to try to bring it in, but incomplete. The Dogs fail to convert on 4th down.
First, align your body with the sofa. Open your mind and order from Subway.com/delivers. Open your door to your delivery order. Open your mouth to a tasty footlong from Subway. All right.
Delivery available in selected areas. See Subway.com/delivers for details.
South Carolina takes over on downs, 1st and 10 on their 38. A little misdirection, and Helinski fakes to the right on the handoff and then throws it to Shi Smith to the left, and he's upended right around the line of scrimmage. I don't think any gain on the play. He got hit low on this near sideline, and South Carolina goes for nothing on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Helinski with a play fake, quick throw to the right side, and it's caught by Dawkins in front of the South Carolina bench near the yard marker at the 49. He got 11 yards and a 1st down. Stokes was in coverage, made the tackle for the Dogs defense. Monty Rice with another hit on Helinski, and he's out there hobbling around a little bit. We're getting some licks on that guy. There's a long way to go. 4:52 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
You've got to be impressed with the toughness of Helinski, staying in the pocket and delivering strikes, because the Dogs are bringing some heat.
Here's Dowdle running wide to the right, find a crease and hit it hard and quickly into Georgia territory inside the 40-yard line down to the 38-yard line, tackled by J.R. Reed in the Georgia secondary. 13-yard run by Rico Dowdle. 1st and 10 South Carolina on the Dogs 38.
Second time today that Dowdle just was biding his time going down the line of scrimmage until he finds a little bit of a crease, and then he is top speed in a couple of steps.
They'll keep it on the ground with Dowdle. Oh, he runs hard outside left tackle. He knocked his lineman down, and he took our linebacker with him. He just ran in there at full speed, hit his lineman right in the back. We stop him at the 35-yard line. The gain was 3. Tay Crowder on the tackle for the Georgia defense. 2nd and 7 for the Gamecocks. They're moving to our left. They trail 10-7. Helinski in the pocket. It's getting a little crowded. He fires in there. Finally an incompletion by Helinski off the hands of Nick Muse, the tight end. He had converted 11 in a row before that incompletion. Monty Rice and J.R. Reed in coverage on Muse, the tight end. It's 3rd down and 7. South Carolina on the Dogs' 35-yard line.
And 11 in a row under duress. That time coverage just too good for Georgia.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Man in the backfield shifts. That's Feaster. He now stands to Helinski's left. They run a man in motion behind the quarterback and throw to him. Shi Smith catches it 41-yard line to the 35. Devon Wilson catches up to him, holds him up, and LeCount comes up, gets a lick, but it was Wilson that makes the tackle, and it's going to be 4th down South Carolina on the 32-yard line. That gain was only 3 yards.
Great open field tackle there by Devon Wilson. Was out in the flat one-on-one and really on an island, and able to hit, make contact, and not allow a yard after that initial blow.
Carolina looks like they're going to try a field goal here from the 40 or just inside a 50-yarder by Parker White. 50-yard field goal try, near hash, kicking left. Parker White, his career long is 48. This one is away. It is high, and it is into the net and good. He's got a new career long of 50 yards, and we're tied with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's Georgia 10 and now South Carolina 10 on that 50-yard field goal by White. That's another All-State good hands field goal in this contest. So tie ball game late first half. Might raise some eyebrows around the league. Let's go down to Chuck Dowdle on the Cooks Pest Control sidelines. Chuck.
All right, Scott, the Dogs had to play that last series against South Carolina, most of it without Mark Webb at the star. He was taken into the locker room with a left leg injury, so he is being told he's just out of the game for now.
All right, Chuck, thank you very much. So Schaefer and Webb, we've had a couple other guys shaken up, but they were able to continue to play. Cager, one of them. He was back in after he was shaken up on a catch. First half of our broadcast presented by Ambetter from Peach State Health Plan, health coverage for the superfan. And right now you can come in and get exceptional offers on all BMWs in stock. Visit one of your Atlanta area BMW centers today for a test drive. BMW is a proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit bmwatl.com for great offers. South Carolina ready to kick it away from right to left. White and Cook back deep for Georgia. Cook in the end zone. White on the near hash. A kickoff, long sailing end over end, going to be fielded by Cook in the end zone. He takes a knee, gets the touchback, and the Dogs will have it 1st and 10. A lot of time on the clock for Georgia's offense. 3 minutes to play in the half. We're tied at 10. Last week in Tennessee, we saw a tremendous 1-minute drive. A 1-minute drill. It was a 70-yard drive, ended up in a touchdown. One of 2 scores in the final 2 minutes for Georgia last week against Tennessee.
Yeah, we'd love to see if we could duplicate that here. Obviously, Dogs 2 timeouts, so plenty of time right now to do whatever it is we want to do.
Coming up in just a few moments, it's the Amco Transmissions halftime report with Neil Williamson, presented by Amco Transmission Center of Metro Atlanta. The Dogs will run it on 1st and 10 from the 25. We'll be giving it to DeAndre Swift, and he drives ahead for 5 yards to the 30. The stop made by Aaron Sterling, junior defensive end from Atlanta, South Carolina. 2nd and 5 for the Dogs from the 30-yard line. Clock moving at 2:38, 2:37. Georgia has 2 timeouts remaining here in the half.
Little stutter step there by DeAndre Swift to buy himself a little bit of time on that run.
DeAndre looking for space outside left tackle behind Andrew Thomas. It's simply not there. South Carolina jams it up on the edge. The gain is almost a yard to the 31. As the clock continues to run towards 2 minutes, Georgia Power brings the energy for every game day into your community too. Visit georgiapower.com/community to learn more. 3rd down and 4 to the Dogs. We're on our own 31-yard line. Taking our time, it would appear. Swift trots in. And we'll go all the way over on the far side, line up as a receiver. The Dogs will go with an empty set here. 2 receivers left, 3 to the right. Hill over the football, ready to snap it to Fromm back in the shotgun. Jake drops back on the 21. Looks and throws, and a reaching grab at the 41. Nice catch, Lawrence Cager. What shoulder? I don't need a sneaking shoulder. Went up high and caught it at the 41-yard line for the 1st down. J.C. Horn, the cornerback, in coverage as Cager came down and hit the turf.
And now the Dogs will pick up the tempo here with that 1st down.
And South Carolina's going to call time, I believe, as the Dogs are up to the 41-yard line with 1:30 to go in the half in a 10-10 ball game.
Timeout, South Carolina. 1st time out of the half.
The passion,
30-second timeout.
the tradition, and the rivalries. SEC football is back on Sirius XM. 24/7 talk and analysis on Sirius XM SEC radio, as well as live play-by-play. Try them out for free on your phone, online, and at home, and take your team with you anywhere you go. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/SECSXM. That was a nice catch and throw by Cager and Fromm. Which was better, the pass or the catch?
I think the pass was better on that one.
You would say that.
Well, coverage was very, very good. Cager was just running an out route. Jake had to buy himself a little bit of time, so just shuffling to his left. Stayed in a good throwing position and had the slightest of windows, had to put that ball high to where only Cager could go get to it. You know about Cager's catch radius. He goes and gets passes that you would think he'd never be able to go get. This one a little bit easier for him just because of where it was, but just a fantastic throw on that one to get the conversion.
90 seconds to go in the half. Saving you money on car insurance has been in Geico's playbook for over 75 years. So after the game, get a quote at Geico.com. Geico, so easy a caveman could do it. Dogs break the huddle. 1st and 10 on our 41-yard line. We're tied at 10 here late in the second quarter. Snap back to Fromm. He sets up the throw. He fires and finds Pickens open at the 47-yard line. He makes the catch. He'll go down to the turf there. T.J. Brunson making sure he got to the turf. He'll get credit for the tackle. The gain is 6 to the 47. Dogs moving quickly. Minute 11 to go. Pressure on Fromm. He hangs one up. It's picked off by South Carolina. Near sideline. South Carolina 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, I think, unless he stepped out of bounds. I don't see it. That's going to be a pick 6. That's the first interception thrown by Fromm this year, and South Carolina has turned it into points, and they've turned their bench upside down. They lead it 16-10.
Yeah, just an ill-advised throw right there by Jake Fromm. It was caused by the pressure, and Jake was really moving backwards when he let it go and just floated it up in the air that allowed Carolina plenty of time to come and get up underneath that one and pick it. And as soon as the pick was made, it was nothing but green grass to the end zone.
That was Mukwamu on the pick 6, better than 50 yards on the return. And South Carolina has silenced Dooley Field at Sanford Stadium. With a minute to go in the half, they'll try the point after to go up 17-10. There's the snap and the hold, and the kick is up and good. And the Gamecocks lead by 7. Defensive touchdown for South Carolina. Your chances of winning go up exponentially when you have a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that right now. There's
a lot of time. We need to throw that out.
Well, I don't know why you would throw that out like that. We need to talk about how we're going to go
statistical information.
But we need to talk about how we're going to go score in this next minute.
Well, you talk about that.
Well, you're talking negative right now.
All right, I can't argue with that. Let's see. I can tell you this. My Better is healthcare coverage that gives you more. Count on MBetter for affordable health insurance with the benefits you need. Visit betterisga.com to learn more. And if you know someone who makes a positive impact on their community, Team UGA, presented by Georgia Power, is now accepting nominations for people who demonstrated unselfish giving attitude. Submit your nominations today at georgiadogs.com for a chance to be recognized on the field during a Georgia home game. Team UGA is presented by Georgia Power. And StubHub will get to you in a moment. South Carolina to kick it away. A pick 6 for the Gamecocks has changed the tenure of this ball game. It's 17-10 South Carolina. Kickoff comes down, middle of the end zone. Cook makes the catch and takes a knee for the touchback. All right, we saw a 1-minute drill extraordinaire last week in Knoxville. We were talking about that a few moments ago. Dogs have exactly 60 seconds on the clock. And this time 75 yards to go till they find the end zone. We're down 7 right now.
It's still 2 timeouts left, so Dogs can do some damage, and if we can get out of here with any points on the board, it's going to be a win. Dogs get the ball coming out at halftime as well.
53 yards officially on that interception return by Mukwamu for South Carolina. 1st and 10, Georgia on the 25. Fromm Back in the shotgun. Swift in the backfield. Broken play. Hands it off to DeAndre. He's off and running. Quick 16, 17, 18-yard burst straight up the middle. The snap got low, and it looked like Fromm and Swift didn't know what to do. When Fromm fielded the snap, he just stuck it in the belly of Swift, and DeAndre took off for 19 yards up to the, or rather 14 yards up to the 39. Fromm, pressure in the pocket, moves around. Pressure from behind. He throws it long. Deep downfield. It's dropped at the 31, going low to the turf. That was Swift, I think, way downfield. Tried to scoop it up off the turf, couldn't hang on to it. It's a long, incomplete pass. Stops the clock with 38 seconds to go, and we'll have it 2nd down and 10 from our 39-yard line.
Just fantastic coverage there by South Carolina, and a great job by our big boys up front, giving Jake plenty of time to survey the field. Just couldn't have anybody break open. Had DeAndre Swift, was trying to stop him and back shoulder him to keep him from running into some additional traffic. Just shut him down a little too much.
Simmons and Blaylock out left with the tight end Werner. One receiver to the right, that's Pickens. Fromm looking left all the way, going deep ball, far sideline. Contact and overthrown on the ball. No flag on the play. Simmons was the intended target for the Dogs, and J.C. Horn was the defender for South Carolina. They ran into each other on that deep ball effort, and the ball sailed about 7 or 8 yards over everybody. There's no flag on the play, and it's just another long, incomplete pass for Georgia. 31 seconds remain in the quarter. South Carolina 17, Georgia 10. Dogs ball on our 39-yard line with 3rd and 10 play coming up.
And I stand corrected that Carolina actually has the ball coming out at halftime, which really even makes the need for some kind of points here. Get this 3rd down conversion and see if you can keep this drive alive.
Cook in the backfield with Fromm. He wants to throw. He double pumps. He throws it over the middle on the logo. It's caught by Cager. Lawrence Cager skidding to a stop at the 48-yard line of South Carolina. Lawrence up slow again. He's letting that left arm hang. That shoulder's hurting him. And he goes and takes a knee on the far side. Georgia will call a timeout.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
Cager's in some pain on the far side, and he's going to slowly come back to the huddle. 25 seconds to go as the Dogs completed that last ball to the 49-yard line. That was 12 yards and a 1st down for the Dogs into South Carolina territory. We've got a timeout left and 25 seconds to go here in the 2nd quarter, and we're down 7.
Boy, Cager playing through an awful lot of pain right now. He's got the training staff looking at him on the outside of the offensive huddle there on the field, but gritting his teeth and staying after it.
Dog fans, whether your favorite seat is right on the 50-yard line or comes with a bird's eye view, head to StubHub and grab 100% verified tickets so you know you'll get in. StubHub's been getting fans into the game for over 17 years, and StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Georgia Bulldogs. StubHub, be there. Dogs have it on the Carolina 49-yard line. Down 17-10 after a defensive score by South Carolina a few moments ago. A 53-yard interception return for a touchdown has put them back in front. It was 3-0 Georgia, then it was 7-3 South Carolina, and then it was 10-7 Georgia, and then it was 10-10, and now it's 17-10 Gamecocks. That's your Ag South Farm Credit 2nd quarter recap presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit. Loans for land with 20-year fixed rates. 1st and 10 Georgia. 25 ticks to go before the half. Fromm in a crowded pocket, nowhere to go with it. He's going to go down. Big sack back on our 44-yard line.
Dogs have to burn another timeout immediately there.
The pocket just got more and more crowded, and it was squeezing, and Jake had nowhere to go. Sterling and Kinlaw credit for the sack for South Carolina.
Georgia, 3rd and final timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Jake's helmet came off too after the play, so he, with the timeout, he does not have to exit the ball game for a play. He can stay in.
Dogs right now thinking about how do we get into field goal range. That big brisk win that we had that would be behind our backs right now.
Entered the game, although his helmet came off, Georgia took a timeout. He's eligible to play the next down.
That wind has died down from earlier in the game, so don't get the benefit of that necessarily. The wind's still gently breezing in that direction, though.
20 seconds on the clock. 2nd down 16 for Georgia coming up. And we burned all our timeouts now. Bright sunshine, beautiful day in Athens. The scoreboard is not beautiful for Dog fans right now. We're down 17-10 as we close in on the end of the first half. We'll send Simmons out wide to the left, and Robertson is over there in the slot. Pickens is on the near side. Swift in the backfield for Fromm in the shotgun, drops back on the 35, spins the ball, throws it, and it's caught at the 40 by Pickens. He spins inward and gets 5 more yards, tackled at the 35. Clock will stop for the first down. 13 seconds remain. Brunson and Mukwamo on the stop.
Pickens on that spin move, able to get the first down, so the clock stops temporarily.
Up to the 35-yard line, and Fromm will clock the football. He spikes it to 3 seconds ran off of that from the time they set it to the time we hit the turf with the football. So 10 seconds now to be second down and 10, ball on the 36-yard line of South Carolina. And they probably want to get a few more yards to be in comfortable Rodrigo Blankenship field goal range, but no timeouts, 10 seconds to go in the half.
Carolina way off on the outside. Look for the Dogs just to throw a hitch.
Fromm looking to the right sideline. There it is. High ball. Tried to go to Werner on the sideline. Incomplete. Up high over everybody. Through his hands. JT Ebay was in coverage with Werner. Shoulder to shoulder in that coverage. And the Dogs will go reaching for the long field goal here with 6 seconds to go.
Now, the Dogs ran a little takeoff flat combination. Then you had to work the sidelines there to complete it and get out of bounds, because all your timeouts had gone. So that was well covered. Good job by Fromm just throwing it away.
53 or 54 yarder for Blankenship. Near hash kicking right. Georgia getting ready to kick. South Carolina will call a timeout. Blankenship's career long, you remember it, in the Rose Bowl a couple of years ago. 55-yarder.
South Carolina, second timeout of the half.
Right at the end of the half. That made it 31-17, and then the Dogs went on to win that game in dramatic fashion in overtime. But that three-pointer, 55-yarder, his career long, was certainly a boost for the Dogs going into that second half against Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl.
Boy, no doubt about that. That's obviously one of the more memorable games in the history of Georgia football, and you're right, it was on the right leg of Blankenship that got the comeback started.
He's going to go reaching for a long one here. He's already kicked a 50-yarder today. He's 12 for 12 on the year. So Jake Camarda is the holder. He'll kneel down between the 53 and the 54 to spot the football. Payne Walker is the snapper, and the graduate senior Rodrigo Blankenship to try the field goal to bring the Dogs a little bit closer. And now South Carolina will use another timeout.
South Carolina, third and final timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Crowd didn't like it, but you can't take them with you. Might as well burn them all.
Can't do that. Might as well make the kicker, Blankenship in this case, think about it just a little bit more and try to get into his head a little bit.
It's going to have a little bit of an angle from the right hash kicking to the right. A little bit of an angle down the middle of the goalpost to the left. And he's going through his procedure out there right now. He's not even in the huddle, as Hot Rod is mentally preparing and going through his kick. Takes a practice swing, and now here we go. Finally, through
these couple of timeouts, the wind has actually picked back up a little bit.
Oh,
so
it has, yeah.
Maybe a bit of a break for the Dogs.
Blowing in from the west, looking at the flag over the west end zone. All right, 53.5-yard try for Rodrigo Blankenship at the end of the first half. There's the snap and the hold. The kick is blocked. Kick got blocked. It's going to bounce on the 10 and roll dead. Cade Mays is going to hustle down and touch the football down at the 5, but that's the end of the half. They blocked it. Only the second blocked kick ever for Rodrigo Blankenship. He had one against Missouri last year, and it comes up empty there to end the half. South Carolina has the lead going into the locker room. Halftime in Athens. It's the Gamecocks 17, third-ranked Georgia 10. And coming up here in just a few moments, it's the Zaxby's halftime interview with Coach Kirby Smart. And we'll head down to Chuck in just a moment.
Brought some pressure. He's been able to complete passes, but we beat him up a substantial amount there in that first half. But more exotic looks, more blitz packages, see if we can create confusion and get him out of rhythm. He's 13 out of 16 in the first half, having a really fine football game. But now we need to go take the fight to him.
Fromm sacked twice in the first half. We'd only given up one sack all season before today. Blankenship's kick from right to left into that stiff wind, going to come down about 4 yards deep in the end zone. Shi Smith will walk away from it. He'll blow it dead, and it'll be a touchback as we watch that from the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in the Munson Broadcast Suite. First Franklin Financial is helping Georgians do life for over 75 years. They are our second half presenter, First Franklin Financial. South Carolina 1st and 10 on the 25. They start the second half with a 7-point lead, 17-10. Gamecocks in white jerseys, garnet pants. They're going from left to right as we watch it. Snap to Helinski, gives it to Dowdle. Dowdle, big hole left side, 30, 35, 40. Had a gaping hole around left tackle. And got 17 yards just like that to start the second half. Walter Grant on the stop on that far side.
Third time today, Rico Dowdle's been able just to find a small little seam as he's going down the line of scrimmage. He's got a big offensive lineman out in front pulling for him, and he just cuts right off of that block.
Sendarius Hutcherson at left tackle over there creating that space. They'll run it again from the 42. It's Dowdle plowing ahead to the 47-yard line for 5 more. Crowder and Grant on the stop, a couple of Georgia linebackers. It'll be second down, about 5.5 now for the Gamecocks. Already close to midfield. They're on their own 47-yard line. Snap to Helinski, play fake and a throw. We jump in the air and bat it down. Stokes almost intercepted it. Eric Stokes was about 3 yards away from the quarterback coming in from that corner spot over there, and he jumped in the air, and that ball just kind of ate him up, or else he would have intercepted it. It's an incomplete pass, and third down and 5.5 for the Gamecocks as Georgia makes wholesale substitutions.
Same blitz by Eric Stokes that he did last week against Tennessee, where he had the big sack fumble. We had the scoop and score. It was just a corner fire. Helinski saw it, was just trying to throw a little hot pass out to the flat there. But a good job by Stokes of getting big and knocking that pass down.
Noise in Sanford Stadium. Gamecocks on third down, 3 for 6 today. Helinski's pass tipped high in the air. That's interception bait, but it hits the turf. We got a hand on it after the tip. Jermaine Johnson tipped the ball, and it went high in the air. And we almost caught it on the tip around our 47-yard line. It hits the turf, and it's fourth down for South Carolina.
Boy, that ball stayed in the air forever. The Dogs, when they initially saw it bounce up in the air, were trying to get back there, but everybody mistimed their jump.
Looked like Shi Smith played defense on that one. He tackled J.R. Reed to keep him from getting to that tipped ball, or else I think J.R. would have had it. Smith kind of grabbed him and threw him away. Here's the punt by Charlton. Wow, high, hanging, spinning football. Blaylock over to his left along the 10-yard line. He makes the fair catch there on the 10-yard line. Another nice punt by Charlton. No return. 43-yard high hanging kick. And the Dogs inside their 20 again. Charlton, as we said earlier, he's one of the best in the business. He came in with 17 punts in his last 2 games against Missouri and Kentucky. Georgia, by comparison, had only punted it 13 times this entire season coming into today's game. But he is certainly a weapon. 1st and 10, Georgia, on our own 10-yard line. We trail 17-10. Cook goes in motion across the formation to the right. Swift takes the handoff, breaks the tackle in the backfield, gets to the near side and dives for about 3 yards to the 13. He dove under the tackler on this near sideline, Mukwamu. And eBay in on the stop. Dogs get 3 on the carry. Actually, they only give him 2, so to the 12-yard line. And it'll be second down and 8.
Dogs in the first half, 101 yards rushing the football, 4.6 yards per carry.
Second down and 8. We need to dig out of this hole. Zamir White in the backfield. Zamir takes the handoff, runs on an angle across the center at right guard and ends up on the backs of our linemen on the turf. DJ Wanham with the stop, and the gain is only to the 14-yard line, just 2 more yards. South Carolina is really jamming up that line of scrimmage.
Well, give them credit too, because they are. We've had a couple of nice runs where we found some creases, but as this game is wearing on, where we typically see the Dogs wear down opposing defensive lines, not happening so far today.
Javon Kinlaw in the middle of all that, the senior, 6'6" and 310 from Charleston, South Carolina for the Gamecocks. He's a load to handle. Swift is in the backfield on 3rd down for Fromm. He's got time in the pocket, spins that ball, throws it high, incomplete. Flag comes in as the ball goes sailing over the intended target, George Pickens. Wolf and Pickens were in the same vicinity, and the ball sailed over everybody, incomplete. And one of the back judges threw the
against
flag.
An eligible receiver, number 29 on the defense. The penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot and includes an automatic first down.
They get the safety, JT eBay, the senior from Mansfield, Texas, on South Carolina. Defensive holding, 10 yards and a first down. Ball up to the 24. That penalty gives Georgia a Scana Energy first down. So we have it 1st and 10 now on the 24-yard line. Take them any way you can get them.
Amen to that.
Especially when you're down 17-10 in the 3rd quarter. Fromm in the shotgun, White in the backfield. Play fake. We throw. Robertson makes the catch at the 31. He's to the 35. A man's got him around the waist trying to twist him down. And Demetrius drives to the 37. That was eBay on the tackle. But Robinson continued to fight for yardage. He broke a tackle of Mukwamu and got 13 yards on the play and another Scana Energy first down.
Yeah, good quick read right there. Just a hitch pass, had play action to keep the underneath defender just enough at home to allow Jake Fromm a throwing lane over to Robertson.
Zamir starts out in the pistol, shifts to Fromm's right in the shotgun. Handoff, Zamir White. They grab him up high around the face mask as he goes through the line of scrimmage.
Well, I can't believe there's no flag there.
That's what Kirby Smart is saying on this near sideline. Rick Sandage had his arm just draped right across the face mask of White as he came through the line. Don't know if he grabbed the mask, but his arm certainly went up around the helmet as he made the tackle at the 38-yard line. It was only a 1-yard gain. They show the replay, and the crowd reacts the way you might think they would, with no flag on the play. 2nd down and 9 for the Dogs. We're on our own 38, moving to our left, trailing by 7 here in the 3rd. Fromm, handoff, Zamir. Runs straight ahead between the guards. He cuts to the left across the 40 and down at the 40.5. Ernest Jones and Brunson, the linebackers for South Carolina, make the tackle. 3 more yards there. So it's not easy running between the tackles here this afternoon for the Bulldogs.
No, it's not. And Carolina gaining more confidence, starting to crowd the box even more. I don't believe they think Georgia can beat them over the top. So getting very aggressive, up in press coverage, loading up the box, trying to shut down the running game.
Number 1 rushing team in the league, just barely over 100 yards so far in the ball game. Fromm chased out of the pocket, running to his right, back on his 25, slings it, and incomplete on the far sideline near the 45 over on South Carolina's side of the field. Demetrius Robertson, I believe he caught the ball, but he was out of bounds, trying to help out his quarterback coming back to him on the scramble. And it's going to be an incomplete pass. And it's 4th down for Georgia. The ball just shy of our own 41. And here's Jake Camarda on to kick it away.
Yeah, Georgia right now just not able to separate our receivers. We're getting locked up in man-to-man and just no space to throw the football.
Brian Edwards, the deep man, back to return the kick on the 16. There's the snap. Camarda gets it away. Another high, long, beautiful spiral. Going to hit on the 4, but carry him into the end zone for the touchback. And that's unfortunate. Nice long kick by Jake Camarda, but it trickles into the end zone. Actually, it poured into the end zone with a lot of force. That was a 59-yard punt. So South Carolina will have it at the 20 when we come back. 10-24. We're in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Sanford Stadium. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification, Bulldog Sports Network. South Carolina on first and 10 with a false start.
Number 84. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Mark Way, the tight end, backs him up 5 yards. It'll be first and 15 from the 15. Let's go down to Chuck on the sidelines. Cook's Pest Control report. Chuck?
Well, Scott, first off, as we've told you, Justin Schaefer out, and I'm told that he's got a shoulder strain. The other runner, Brian Harrion, is out with a lower back strain.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, we haven't seen Brian at all today. Snap to South Carolina's Helinski on first and 15. Throws a high lobber at the 10. They catch it, and we clobber him. Shi Smith went up high. We had two guys converge on him. J.R. Reed, the first one, and Tate Crowder, the second one. Hit him back on the 10. Another 5-yard loss. It'll be second down and 20 for the Gamecocks on their own 10-yard line.
Boy, Dogs sniffed that one out right from the get-go. Tate Crowder, J.R. Reed, both of them breaking on that football before it ever came out of Helinski's hands, and that might be the shot of momentum and energy that this Dogs team needs.
Crowd making some noise. They run it with Feaster. He's got some blocking over here, but we eat it up. We fight through all the blocks, and Azeez Ojulari makes the tackle at the 10. They ran Feaster, who's a big, thick back anyway, with blockers in front of him, and he only got two on the right side. Azeez Ojulari fighting through all those guys to make the tackle at the 12, and it's third down and forever for South Carolina.
And finally, this stadium comes to life as the red and black faithful making some noise now.
Third down and 19 for the Gamecocks. Helinski back to throw. He throws it complete to Edwards on the right side, catches it at the 12. Flag down behind the play. Helinski's hurt, might be roughing the passer. We make the tackle at the 15. Helinski is severely hurt, laying on the ground, slapping at the turf.
Passer with low contact. Defense number 19.
Oh my goodness.
Penalty, previous spot. Excuse me. Tacked on the end of the run. First down.
Flag was thrown on Adam Anderson.
Well, Adam Anderson it wasn't a cheap shot. He got tripped a little bit coming in, but fell right into Helinski's knee. And by the looks of it, that might be, they're testing him out for ligament damage right now, but that almost looks like an injury.
Or on the other side of the world, globally or locally, UPS is building solutions to help businesses give their customers exactly what they want. More made easy. UPS, official logistics company of Georgia Athletics.
Welcome back to The Game, brought to you by Zaxby's, taking hand-breaded chicken to a whole new level of flavor.
DeCarrion Joyner is a new quarterback, a redshirt freshman for South Carolina. Helinski went out. They'll run it with Feaster. Handoff to the right side. He cuts back inside for not much of a gain, maybe a half yard. He went from the 30 to the 31. It was Herring and Rice converging to make the tackle for the Georgia defense. South Carolina got out of a jam on the penalty called on Adam Anderson for roughing the passer. Helinski helped to the sidelines with an apparent knee injury. We're inside the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast suite here in the Sanford Stadium in the Munson suite. Z, sorry about that.
No, that's a huge blow for...
Ball start, offense number 50. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Huge blow there for South Carolina. Helinski exits the game. He was 15 out of 20 and under heavy duress for much of the game, and still able to throw the football accurately and get this South Carolina offense moving pretty well.
Edwards was shaken up on that last play too. He's not in the ball game right now for South Carolina. So it again to DeCarrion Joyner, redshirt freshman. 5-yard penalty on Carolina, backs him up to the 26. Joyner rolls out to the left and throws. Nolan Smith had good pressure on the redshirt freshman quarterback, and he throws an incomplete pass to the wide side of the field. Josh Vann was the intended target. It's going to be third down now for the Gamecocks, 3rd and 15.
Yeah, probably good that Vann didn't catch that. Dogs had snuffed that one out as well. Monty Rice was right in the vicinity.
Joyner did not play against Kentucky 2 weeks ago, but he's lined up at wide receiver at times this season and caught passes for the Gamecocks. He's back in the shotgun here with Feaster. He'll hand it off to Feaster on a draw. There he goes, straight up the gut to the 35, to the 40. Got the first down up to the 44. Wide open between the hash marks up the middle, and Feaster gets the first down on the run up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 17 for South Carolina.
Boy, was it ever. Just a simple draw play. The Dogs just got sealed off as Nakobe Dean was inside of the middle linebacker position, just got on the wrong side of a pile of people, and Feaster able to cut off of that. Nobody else was in the middle of the field.
Snap to Joyner, hand off to Dowdle now. Rico Dowdle in the backfield. He darts to the outside at left tackle, and the Dogs stop it at the 44-yard line with Michael Barnett, the lineman, and J.R. Reed, the safety. South Carolina eating some clock here in the third quarter. They lead at 17-10. They started this back deep in their own territory. We had dropped them back inside the 10-yard line, but they've gotten out of a hole with good plays and penalties on Georgia's part. And they complete a pass here. Joyner to Van on the right side, up to midfield and across the 50 into the Georgia territory to 49. Daniel and Reed on the stop for the Georgia secondary. And that gain was 8 to the Georgia 49-yard line.
Yeah, just a little bubble screen on the outside. Nice block by Markway, the Carolina tight end.
3rd down and 2 for the Gamecocks from the Georgia 49. They're 50% on their 3rd down tries, 4 for 8. Joyner, snap, quick throw to Van, incomplete. Threw it low. It was an ugly-looking pass coming out of his hand. And we had a guy defending Van draped all over him. That was Eric Stokes, and the pass is incomplete. 4th down and 2. They'll have to punt. Let's go down to the sidelines. Chuck Dowdle with a Cook's Pest Control report. Chuck?
Scott, I think you and Eric have seen this coming for a while. Lawrence Cager has been taken into the locker room. I think he's been just trying to gut it out, but it looks like he's going to be out for a while, certainly when the Dogs get the ball here.
Well, it's been a rough day for injuries. Thanks, Chuck. Here's Charlton to kick it away. Blaylock back deep on the 10, comes up to the 15. And the ball will land on the 5 as Blaylock dekes South Carolina, bounces into the end zone for the touchback, and Georgia will have it at the 20-yard line. 6:29 remaining, third quarter. Score.
There's only one place you can get chicken like that. Zaxby's.
Second half is brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Come see the friendly folks at a Georgia branch near you. We make loans for living. We're here in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth in the Munson broadcast suite. I can hear Chris in my headset. Can you turn him down? Thank you. 1st and 10, Georgia. And the Dogs will run it with Zamir White. On the left side of the line of scrimmage, he kind of weaved his way up the field for about 7 yards before he's tackled at the 27-yard line by the linebacker Ernest Jones, a sophomore from Waycross, Georgia. But 7 for Zamir White makes it 2nd down and 3. And the Dogs have, let's see, what do we got? Ben Cleveland.
Got a heavy set in.
Is in the ball game, yes, on the left side. Cleveland on this near side next to Thomas, who's next to Kenley, who's next to Hill. And then on the other side, it's Cleveland and Salyer on the right side at right tackle. In the backfield, and here's White, and South Carolina just eats it up. Sandridge, he didn't seem to be affected by those big, massive red shirts in front of him at all. Sandridge fights through the line of scrimmage and hits White for a loss back at the 26.5.
Yeah, we had all that beef on the left side of our offensive line, and then we run a play to the other side, away from all the big, heavy boys.
You're trying to be kind. So on the 27 now, 3rd down and 3 for the Dogs. Swift's in the game, and then the backfield next to Fromm, who's in the shotgun. Jake wants to throw. He does so. He finds Pickens on the near sideline, who reaches and grabs the ball at the 33, just in front of Mukwamu, who's right there with him defending. But the Pickens catch gives the Dogs a 1st down and a pickup of 6. That's a scan of energy 1st down here in the third quarter.
Great catch there by Pickens. That ball, a little inaccurate, wasn't thrown on the back shoulder, was thrown more upfield. Pickens had to reach out and take that one almost away from a defender.
So the Dogs move the chains to the 33-yard line. 4:43 remaining in the third quarter. We're down a touchdown. Play fake to Swift. Fromm sets up the throw, now flushed out of the pocket, and they're going to hit him once and then twice and then a 3rd time. Fromm sacked back on the 29-yard line. And he's a little slow to get up. Had to be helped by Thomas. He's okay. Going to walk it off. Smith and Wanham. And South Carolina's defense continues to celebrate that sack.
Yeah, again, it's coverage sacks almost every time, but Carolina coming in 12 sacks on the season, and they've been getting after Jake and just sandwiched him there.
Yeah, what's that, the third today?
I believe so.
We've only given up 1 all season. We've given up 3 today. That was a loss of 4. Now it's second down and 14. Swift shifts from right to left behind Fromm. Snap to Jake. Sets up in the pocket, throws a short pass. Wow. Swift caught the ball and then got a face full of helmet from T.J. Brunson. My goodness, he hit him up high. No flag on the play, but Swift hangs on to the football and got to the 35.
Now Swift came out just a little option route. Good job by Jake taking what he was given there. In a textbook tackle.
Third down and 8 now. The gain was 6 for the Bulldogs. Third down and 8 with 3:20 to go in the third quarter. We're down 17-10. Blaylock goes in motion to the right. Snap is low. Fromm reaches down to field it. Steps away from pressure. Now runs the other way. We're holding. There's a flag down. Pass is thrown to the 50 on the near sideline. Swift the target, and it's incomplete, but let's check a flag back in the Georgia backfield.
On the offense, number 71, penalty is declined. Fourth down.
Sterling and Wanham were the two guys pressuring Fromm back there, and Andrew Thomas called for the hold.
Well, it was a blown protection there. Carolina only brought 4, but they walked 2 linebackers up into the A-gap and then came right there. We just let one of them go, and Andrew Thomas finally had to come in late and give him a shove and eventually held him.
Carolina declines the penalty. Will punt with Camarda. It's going to land on the 22 and roll to the 17-yard line where we'll down it right there. 17-10. South Carolina leads with 2:54 to go in the third quarter. That was a 48-yard punt, more of a low line drop. Is the backup redshirt freshman from North Charleston, South Carolina. We were told before the game he's dealing with a little bit of a hamstring issue. Of course, Jake Bentley was injured in the first game against North Carolina and lost for the season. So the Gamecocks are down to their third quarterback here in game number 6. First and 10, South Carolina on their own 17-yard line. They have a 7-point lead. They're trying to nurse. Snap to Joyner, stands in the pocket, throws it out in the right flat. It's caught by Rico Dowdle and up the near sideline, where he's pushed out of bounds at the 22 by Monty Rice. And the gain was 5. Second down and 5 now for the Gamecocks as they slow it down a little bit now. They don't huddle, but taking a little more time with Joyner than they did with Helinski.
Yeah, Rico Dowdle there just on a swing pass outside. They ran a quick slant.
Dowdle's going to go right. We're going to shoot Rice through a gap, and he chases him down the line of scrimmage and tackles him from behind at the 22-yard line. No gain on the play, or if he got anything, it was inches. Third down, 5 coming up for the Gamecocks. Another tackle by Monty Rice, the linebacker. 2:13 to go in the third quarter. Georgia's defense wants some noise. Joyner back in the shotgun. Empty set for South Carolina. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Snap to Joyner in the pocket. Pressure from Wyatt. They're holding him. No flag. He runs out of the pocket. Hit at the 25 and goes down at the 26. Tay Crowder got a good lick on that running quarterback and knocked him down at the 26-yard line. He's a yard short of the first down.
Boy, good open field there by tackle by Crowder. Dogs, good job with pressure. Joyner, no question, athletic. He's got the ability to run and showed it off there.
Looked like they were holding Devontae Wyatt. He had good pressure on the quarterback, and his body was going one way and being pulled another way. That would, to me, indicate that somebody was grabbing you from that direction, but there was no flag on the play. So 4th and less than a yard. South Carolina out in punt formation. Blaylock, the deep man for Georgia. Here's Charlton to kick it away. He's been quite a weapon today. Kicks another long one here. Fair catch called for and made by Dominic Blaylock around the 22 or the 23-yard line. Another over 50-yard punt. 52 on that one off the leg of Joseph Charlton. And the Dogs will start where they've started most of the day, and that's inside the 25-yard line. I think 25 is their best starting position of the day, isn't it? South Carolina hasn't been much better, but we've had, in this half, we started at our 10, the 20, and the 23. In the first half, we started at the 25, the 11, the 25, the 12, and the 25. So field position at a premium in this one today as the Dogs trail by 7, 17-10 nearing the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, Dogs just have to get into some rhythm here, get some first downs, pick up the tempo a little bit on the offensive side of the ball.
Cook's in the backfield. He runs out on a pass route. Fromm will throw it down the middle of the field, and it is caught by Pickens. How did he get that in heavy traffic at the Carolina 45? There were 3 white shirts surrounding him, and Pickens reached those long arms out and grabbed it and brought it down at the 44. It was Jones and eBay and Robinson that were surrounding him. He still caught the ball.
Boy, unbelievable catch. Fromm probably forced that one a little bit, but got away with it.
Quick throw now as Dogs go quickly. We've got it to Simmons. Tyler Simmons caught it around the line of scrimmage and then fights for yardage at the Carolina 36 is where they'll stop him, close to the 35. A gain of 9. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. Dogs going hurry up here with 36 seconds to go in the third quarter. Snap to Fromm, handoff to Cook. He finds an opening on the right side. Cook 30, far sideline 25-20. Towels flying off the defender, out of bounds. Now check a flag back behind him. They tackled Cook out of bounds at the 20, make it the 16-yard line, but check a flag back at the 31.
Holding on the offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty from spot of the foul. 2nd down.
Boy, I just saw that on replay. That was as nitpicky a hold as I've seen in a long time. Ben Cleveland out and just leading the way. Hands were inside. Almost textbook blocking there from the first replay that I saw. That one's a shame.
Well, that stops the momentum and puts the ball back on the Carolina 41-yard line. And the third quarter winding down, just 14 seconds remaining. We'll see if Georgia tries to get a playoff. They don't have to if they don't want to. The play clock gives them that extra cushion, but they're going to run one here. Play fake to Cook. Quick throw. Demetrius Robertson caught it at the 34. Tackled at the 30-yard line. He got that yardage back and got a scan of energy first down.
Boy, good read right there by Jake Fromm. Able to hit Robertson right in the slot, just on a little hitch pass, but led him upfield and got his momentum moving forward.
Ends the third quarter with an 11-yard gain. Second half present. Carolina still maintains a 7-point lead. It's 17-10, but they've lost their quarterback. Ryan Helinski, the freshman, left the game in the third quarter after being injured, an apparent leg, knee injury, something along those lines. Georgia's sustained some injuries as well today. Lawrence Cager is out. Jordan Schaefer has been out. Brian Harrion is out, so both teams losing key players today. And now the Dogs down 7 with a 1st and 10 on the Carolina 30-yard line, now moving right towards the east end zone. Fromm under center. Fumbles the football. He lost the snap. South Carolina's fallen on it. He backed away, lost the snap, and the ball fell to the turf right on the 30. One of those big linemen or linebacker, Brunson, got in there and covered up the ball. The Dogs have turned it over here and stopped the drive.
Boy, just all of a sudden a comedy of errors here. You had the pick six. You've got a Carolina team really on the ropes offensively that can't get anything moving. But, boy, our offensive side just haven't been able to get anything going.
So South Carolina takes over on the 29-yard line now. After the fumbled exchange by Hill and Fromm. Joyner, the quarterback for South Carolina, works out of the shotgun. Hands it off to Feaster. Trying to sweep wide to the left. He swings around his blocker. Looks for running room there. Not a lot of space. Stopped at the 32-yard line by Michael Barnett, the defensive lineman. The gain is 3. 2nd down and 7 for South Carolina. Clock begins to become that factor. 14:35 here, just underway in the third quarter. South Carolina with a 7-point lead in the ball. Joyner trapped in the back. Escapes. Grant's chasing him. Runs out of the right side across the 35 up to the 40. Got the first down. We pile him up there. I'm not sure how he got away. That pocket was squeezed in the back. He just ran right through 2 red shirts. South Carolina's got a player shaken up. One of their offensive linemen is down on the turf. That's Hutcherson, the left tackle.
And Joyner there dropped back, took one look at one receiver, and then immediately off to the races. Dogs brought some heat there, but Joyner, like you said, able to escape.
Got 9 yards on that scramble, got a first down, and we've got a timeout for the injury.
Hike!
Share a Coke with a fan this season.
Ice cold! Delicious!
For the Piedmont Healthcare Radio
South
booth.
Carolina is now wearing number 60. 31, South Carolina is now wearing 60.
That's Chandler Farrell, former offensive lineman, changed to tight end, wore 31. Now he's back to number 60 and is an offensive lineman out there. They snap it to Joyner from the 42. 1st and 10 for the Gamecocks. They'll run it with Rico Dowdle off the right side. And Dowdle stopped at the 44 by Devontae Wyatt. Carolina's going to go quickly. The gain is 2. Quick throw by Joyner, but a flag down and whistles blowing to kill the play as South Carolina runs uncontested. Shi Smith down, finally stops at the 25 on the other end of the field.
Offense, not all 11 players were set for a full second. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
South Carolina with the, well, when the season started, the number 3 quarterback. Today they're on the number 2 quarterback. Helinski out of the game with an injury. Joyner in. And they still lead 17-10 here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, Dogs right now almost entirely single safety, getting an additional guy in the box. The one thing you've got to watch out for is Joyner's ability to run the football.
Going to do a naked bootleg here, try to unload one, and he throws it into the Georgia sideline. He rolled to his left, and Nolan Smith got a good lick on him on that naked boot. Shi Smith was in the vicinity of that pass, but it sailed into the Georgia sideline, incomplete. And it's 3rd and long now for South Carolina's offense. 3rd down and 13 with 13:31 remaining in the ball game, and Carolina hanging on by 7 points right now, 17-10.
See if the Dogs put a spy on Joyner here on this play. Again, I don't think the Dogs believe that Joyner can beat us with his arm. He's already shown that he can do some damage with his legs, though.
They'll go with an empty set. 2 receivers to Joyner's left, 3 to the right. They work on the far hash, moving left. Here comes pressure. We shoot a guy in. He goes right by. Joyner escapes to the right. We grab him as he throws it incomplete. We had him up around the shoulders. Tyreek Stevenson came on a blitz and just shot right by him, and then it was Nolan Smith that grabbed him around the shoulder pads and twisted him down as he was throwing an incomplete pass. So they avoid the sack, but it's 4th down and forever, and they'll send on their secret weapon, Joseph Charlton, to punt them to safety. They're on their own 39. Charlton stands on the 25 waiting to kick away, and Blaylock is the deep receiver for the Dogs. Charlton hangs up a high wobbler, fair catch by the Dogs. Blaylock makes the grab, cradles the ball with 2 arms and 2 hands at the 19-yard line. That's where the Dogs will go back to work. 42-yard punt.
Down! SW 6887 Naval with the 39-yard catch to defeat the Blues.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and bring home the color of your team spirit. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store today.
Welcome back to The Game, brought to you by Zaxby's. Stop in today and see why Zaxby's has been a Bulldog fan favorite for nearly 30 years.
Back in the Piedmont Healthcare Radio booth, Georgia 1st and 10 on our 19-yard line. We're going to run it with Swift fighting for yards and no blocking there after he passed the line of scrimmage, just trying to fend off white shirts, and he struggles to get to the 24-yard line. That was a good hard 5-yard run by DeAndre Swift, and that was all on number 7 right there.
Boy, indeed it was. Not a whole lot of movement there up front on that one. Still a good 1st down play. Dogs, entire playbook open to him right now in a 2nd medium.
Our offensive line has Hill at the center. We've got Cleveland at right guard and Mays now at left guard. Kinley is out. Thomas at left tackle, and Wilson is back in at right tackle. Salyer was there a little bit earlier this half. Here's Swift patiently looking for a hole, running straight ahead. There's just not anything there. He dives in for what he can get, and he got about half a yard across the 25 to the 26. If he had been able to bounce outside a little bit, most of the pile was gathered there around the hash mark. He might have had some running room off the right side, but he didn't see it.
Well, and Carolina doing a good job of staying disciplined, staying outside, eliminating that ability for us to bounce right now. So we're really stuck just having to get behind that big offensive line, and what kind of push are they going to give?
3rd and 4 for the Dogs. We're on our own 26. Cook's in the backfield. Fromm's in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Snap to Jake. In the Fromm stands in the pocket. And he throws, and it's
there. Where comes the flag?
Long flag. That was thrown about 25 yards from the back judge. Tyler Simmons going to be interfered with on that play. The field judge threw the flag. He got some good juice on that one.
When again, Dogs.
Interference, defense number 24. The penalty will place the ball at the spot of the foul. Includes an automatic first down.
Dogs unable to separate right now at receiver. Part of the reason is Eli Wolf got held on that one too, so it helps a little bit when you're playing defense and you're just holding people by the jersey.
8th penalty of the afternoon for South Carolina. 1st and 10 Georgia on our own 30-yard line. We trail 17-10 with just under 12 minutes to go. Swift takes the handoff, gets behind the line. They surge to the 34.5. And that's where South Carolina stops the surge with Ernest Jones, the linebacker from Waycross. Got in there to slow it down. So they got 4 on the ground with Swift. Cook is back in. Again, no Harrion today. And White is in as well. Zamir back in the backfield. Cook will move around and line up at one of the wide receiver spots. Georgia Power brings the energy for every game day into your community too. Visit georgiapower.com/community to learn more. 2nd down and a long 5 for the Dogs, just shy of our own 35-yard line. Cook in motion from the far side. Handoff goes to Zamir White. Nothing.
Or just 0. South Carolina, a couple of defensive linemen that immediately shot through the line of scrimmage and just sitting there ready to catch DeAndre Swift or James Cook.
Well, they caught him right at the line of scrimmage. May have lost the length of the football. The ball's back inside our 34 now. Our running game has been frustrated today by South Carolina's defense. Georgia has rushed for 129 yards. That's well below our average of over 250 a game. So 3rd down and 6 for the Dogs from our 34-yard line. We're down 7. We've been that way for a while now since they got the pick 6 in the first half. Fromm drops back, sets up a screen to the left, caught by White in open territory. 35, 40, 45, 47. Took a man with him as he lowered the shoulder and drove through the tackler up to the 49-yard line. R.J. Roderick, the safety, brought him down. Zamir White up to the 49-yard line quickly. A 15-yard gain, then a first down.
Boy, great job there by Jake Fromm to get rid of that football.
We go quick. He throws it quick over the line of scrimmage to Eli Wolf. Incomplete, broken up by the linebacker Ernest Jones. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from our 49.
On that 3rd down conversion, South Carolina brought pressure, and the hot man on that was Zamir White coming out of the backfield on a little circle route. Great job by Jake, giving some ground just to give himself a little bit more room to allow Zeus to clear the line of scrimmage.
We slow it down a little bit. We've got split backfield with Cook and Swift. Fromm stands between them, now sends Cook out to the right. We'll throw it to him on this near side with blocking. Cook to the 50, to the 45 of South Carolina, and slung out of bounds at the 44-yard line by eBay, the safety. But he got 7 good yards on that. It'll be 3rd down for the Dogs from the Carolina 44-yard line.
Dogs been pretty efficient so far on 3rd down, 7 out of 12. In the afternoon.
3rd and 3 for the Dogs. Got to keep this one going. 9:45 to go in the game. We're down a touchdown. 17-10. South Carolina leads Georgia. Fromm calling for Swift to come line up in the backfield. 3 receivers left. 1 to the right now with DeAndre to Fromm's left. Shotgun snap. Fromm sets up and throws, and a back shoulder is intercepted by South Carolina. Missed the target, tried to go to Landers. 2nd pick of the day by Mukwamu. This one was not returned for a pick 6 like the previous one, but a diving effort on the interception by South Carolina's defender, and the Gamecocks stop another drive.
Well, we tried to go back shoulder. Landers got himself caught inside. Mukwamu was actually the one that looked like he was the intended receiver, as Landers, when he got caught inside, just couldn't get his body turned back around.
Second interception of the day by Jake Fromm. His first 2 picks of the year. The last time we threw 2 interceptions in a game was LSU last year. And we all know how that one turned out. This one's still undecided. It's a 7-point lead for Carolina.
And a change of possession. The previous play is under review.
Well, maybe we'll get a break here. Let's see the replay. They'll see if it was an interception.
Yeah, I just took a look at a replay. We'll probably get a better look, but it looked to be a clean pick.
Well, looking at the video board, looks like the ball's on the turf on that one as they freeze frame it. Let's see. I see one hand there and another hand there. You got to have the definitive proof to overrule it. They've called it an interception on the field. And we'll see if they stick by that, as Ken Williamson, the referee, is going to tell us about it right now.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, South Carolina.
Gamecock ball at their 35. Come in and get exceptional offers on all BMWs in stock. Visit one of your Atlanta area BMW centers today for test drive. BMW is a proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Timeout in Athens. 9:25 remaining in the game. South Carolina 17, Georgia 10. Back after this. Bulldogs Sports Network.
At Zaxby's, chicken and delicious go hand in hand. As in hand-breaded, hand-seasoned, and handmade to order. There's only one place you can get chicken like that. Zaxby's.
Off season for Georgia fans? Yeah, right. We show our team spirit year-round. Now with the Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions, you can go dogs wherever you go. And with Regions Next Step tips and tools, you and your Visa check card can go further. Regions is the official bank of the SEC, and we know greatness is in the grind. To learn more, visit Regions.com/go dogs. Regions, member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply.
At Zaxby's, there's nothing better than hand-breaded chicken. Unless it's hand-breaded chicken with sauce. From sweet to savory, mild to wild, even that world-famous Zax sauce. Whatever you're craving, we've got the sauce. At Zaxby's.
You've been ignoring that knee pain during your morning run. You have a lot of questions about that concussion from the soccer game. That shoulder pain you've been feeling playing tennis is now chronic. At Northside Sports Medicine, we know you don't have to be a pro to be an athlete, which is why we give you access to treatment, technology, and an elite team of sports medicine doctors dedicated to providing you with a lifetime of mobility. Call 1-855-NH-SPORT today so you can get back in the game. Northside Hospital Orthopedic Institute, your source of strength.
When this is the sound of a waterfall in nature, there's no cause for concern. But when it's the sound of water gushing through your living room ceiling because a pipe bursts inside the wall, there's reason to panic unless you pick up the phone and call 1-800-SERVPRO. Only the cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro can help make fire and water damage like it never even happened. So make the call to 1-800-SERVPRO at the first sign of water damage. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Welcome back to coverage of the Bulldogs, brought to you by Zaxby's, the Georgia favorite for nearly 30 years.
Back in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth inside the Munson Broadcast Suite. Dogs have turned it over 3 times today. South Carolina has not coughed up the football. 2 interceptions and a fumble by the Dogs. And now South Carolina, maybe early movement.
False start, offense number 52. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Jalen Nichols, the freshman tackle for the Gamecocks with a false start. Back them up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 from their own 30. Second half presented by First Franklin Financial. Come see the friendly folks at a Georgia branch near you. We make loans for a living. 1st and 15 with 9:25 to go in the game. Carolina nursing a 7-point lead. Play fake Joyner rolls to the right and throws on the run. It's caught by Shai Smith at the 34. He gets by Devod Wilson, the tackler, up to the 41-yard line, stopped by J.R. Reed.
Yeah, just too much there. A little half roll by Joyner. Easy pitch and catch with Smith, and he makes one Georgia Bulldog miss, and it turns into a nice pickup.
Indeed, he got 11 yards, 2nd and 4 now. Snap to Joyner. Play fake, going to keep it. The quarterback runs. Gets by Wilson in the backfield, slides on the Georgia sideline at the 44-yard line before Reed can pop him. He stays in bounds, and we'll see where they spot it, where he started his slide. Right on the 44. He got 3, and it's 3rd and a yard. Got to get to the 45 for the first down. Big series here with 8:33 to go. Dogs down a touchdown and an extra point. Snap to Joyner. Stands in the pocket. Slings it over the middle. It's caught by Shi Smith. We had a guy right on him, Devad Wilson. But Joyner just rifled it over the middle of the line of scrimmage, and Shi Smith took a tumble.
Include fixed rates and easy payment plans to fit any budget. We're fast, friendly, and right around the corner. Visit us at WeMakeLoans.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria. For the loan size requested, may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
Dogs on their own 4-yard line to start this possession. 6:26 to go. 96 yards in front of us. We run Robertson in motion to the near side. Play fake to the back. Fromm's in the end zone. Going to throw a deep ball in double coverage. And a diving effort comes up empty, incomplete at the midfield stripe. Pickens laid out for it between 2 defenders, Horn and Mukwamu, who's had a big day with 2 interceptions. And a 50-yard throw right there comes up empty, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Dogs back on our own 4-yard line. Our field position has been hideous here in the second half. Our average starting field position has been our 15-yard line. For the game, it's 19, so that's
pretty hideous for the game, too.
Day. Yep. You're exactly right.
There's a good safe play to start there. Deep ball, you've got solid protection up front.
Here's Swift on a draw play. Swift shaking and baking his way up the hash mark across the 10 to the 12 and the 13-yard line. He got 9 yards. Sherrod Green, the linebacker, made the tackle. A yard shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1 from there. Ball's on the Dogs' 14-yard line between the hash marks. We're moving to the right. Time ticking away. We're down 7 points. The difference is a pick 6 by South Carolina right now. And we go with a heavy jumbo set. South Carolina jumps across the line, flags down. Fromm takes the opportunity to take the snap back away and throw to Pickens, but the play's been blown
Offside.
dead.
Defense number 3 by contact. 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
Javon Kinlaw, the massive defensive lineman, couldn't wait. Just dove right across the line into Georgia's red shirts. And that's penalty number 10 on the Gamecocks today, but they still lead by 7. 5:44, clock moving now. Ball moved up to the 19-yard line.
Great use of the hard count there by Jake Fromm. Now this offense, long way to go. We got to get something moving here.
1st and 10, Dogs on our 19. Snap to Fromm. Jake in the pocket with time. Moves out to the left. Going to tuck it and run. 20, 25. Angles out of bounds into the Carolina bench at the 26-yard line. So he scrambles for 7. Charlie Werner with a block on that side to help Jake get a little more yardage before he ran out of bounds.
Now the story of this game right now in the Georgia passing game, our wide receivers just have not been able to separate. Carolina going man-to-man the majority of the game, and we just can't find space or create space.
Well, one of our space makers is gone. Cager's out of the game with an injury. Pickens is our leading receiver today. He's got 5 catches. He's out wide to the left. Next to Blaylock. 3 receivers to this side. Empty set we go from the 26 on 2nd down. Fromm to throw. And he'll hit Blaylock sliding at the 41-yard line. The freshman went low to the ground to get the low pass. They'll spot it at the 42. Horn was in the vicinity for South Carolina, but they just got 16 yards and a first down, and we go hurry up. We snap it from the 42. Fromm with all kinds of time. Throws far sideline. Pickens catch number 6 at midfield. He turns towards the sideline, and up he goes for a few more yards. They knock him down with Horn at the South Carolina 46-yard line. Just hang on to the football this time as the Dogs get 12 more yards and another first down into Carolina territory at the South Carolina 46. We're ready to go. Hill snaps it to Fromm. He hands it off to Swift. He starts left, cuts back to the right, and they bend him back at the 44-yard line.
Well, the two pass plays prior to that run, both the same play, had Blaylock on a seam route and then just a comeback on the outside by Pickens. First read on the first pass of those two. Fromm found Blaylock on the seam as he quickly popped open. Carolina covered it very well on the second one, forcing Fromm to go outside, but two good reads there.
Ernest Jones, the linebacker, with the tackle as Swift goes over 100 yards for the day. Second down and 7. Play fake to White, who's in the game. Fromm sets up on the logo, throws a deep ball far sideline, and throws it over everybody. Blaylock was the intended target. He had man coverage down there with Jamie Robinson. But Fromm's pass was about 5 yards too long, and South Carolina has a player injured at midfield. That's Aaron Sterling, a defensive lineman, still sitting on the turf. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. .334 remaining in the ball game. 17-10, South Carolina trying to pull a sizable upset by making the complex simple. Rocket Mortgage created a home buying experience centered around you, so you can spend time making your own tailgating traditions and making your house home. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans, proud mortgage partner of Georgia Athletics. Injury timeout. South Carolina's Aaron Sterling, a junior from Atlanta, being tended to right now by Carolina's personnel. The Champions for Charity game is on every time Georgia wins. Camp Twin Lakes, Salvation Army, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta win, because Walton Gas will donate $1,000 to these local charities. For every bowl game the Dogs win, Walton Gas will donate $5,000. Everyone's a winner with Walton Gas.
Dogs right now 3rd and 8, but this is 2-down territory at this stage of the game, you would have to imagine.
Fromm with a career-high pass attempts today. 39 pass attempts. You know, Z, Georgia's 0-4 when Jake throws it 30 times or more in a game.
It's time to break
that one. It is time to break that. It's 3rd down for the Dogs. 3rd and 8 from the Carolina 43-yard line. In bright sunshine, we're moving to the right. Hill over the ball, ready to snap it to Fromm. He does so in the shotgun. Jake twirls the ball in his hand, puts one in the air. It's caught by Robertson. Tiptoes out of bounds on the near sideline at the 26-yard line. Demetrius Robertson beat eBay, got the ball. The pass was placed perfectly, and he tiptoes out of bounds to the 26. A gain of 17, another Georgia first down. 3:33 on the clock. It's moving now. Dogs are up and ready to go. 1st and 10 at the 26. Fromm will throw the other way. Pickens is wide open. Caught it at the 21. Spins towards the sideline. They'll throw him out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Dogs finally got Carolina on their heels. That 3rd down conversion, just a nice corner route there by Robertson. Well-placed football by Jake Fromm. And then the hurry up has got Carolina backpedaling a little bit.
With that completion, the Dogs enter the Massey Ferguson red zone. Experience the compact utility tractors that will take you through the season strong. Our first trip into the red zone here in the second half. Georgia trying to get in and tie this game up. 3 minutes to go. We're on the Carolina 15-yard line. 1st and 10. Swift in the backfield. Moves to Fromm's right. Play fake. Fromm looks to the left. Now rolls to the right, looking and scrambling. Throwing it, and it is incomplete, out of bounds around the 5-yard line. Had Robertson down around the 5, and Fromm was more or less throwing that one away just to live to play another day. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Gamecock 15-yard line.
Yeah, no doubt. Initially wanted to go to Pickens, but Pickens got jammed up on the outside, was running a fade. And again, just no spot to throw the football for Jake Fromm once he got on the run.
Swift comes out, White in. Georgia Power brings the energy for every game day into your community too. Visit georgiapower.com/community to learn more. 2nd down and 10. Dogs on the Carolina 15 on the far hash. Zamir White in the backfield gets the handoff. Zamir runs straight ahead just into a pile of bodies there and plows straight ahead for maybe 4 yards to the 11. He kind of ran up the back of big Isaiah Wilson, who was the last one off the pile.
Boy, he did, and it looked like if he could have made one cut to his left, looked like he had a little bit of an alley in a lane that he may have scored on.
2:21, 2:20, clock moving. It's going to be do or die for Georgia here in a moment. 3rd down and long for the Dogs. 3rd down and 6. It looks longer than that on the chains over there. Landers goes in motion to the left side. And Fromm is in the shotgun asking for the football. He's got time to throw. Now he runs to the left. He pump fakes. He puts it up in the air, and it is incomplete. Down around the goal line, Eli Wolf jumped high in the air, down around the 1, trying to make a catch in a crowd. 3 or 4 defenders were around Eli Wolf, but it was incomplete, and now it's 4th down.
Well, the Dogs snuck Zamir Wyatt out of the backfield, but Matt Landers was right at the chains, and Jake just missed him, and he was wide open, not a Gamecock in sight.
Ball's on the Gamecock 11-yard line. Here we go. 4th down and 6. 1:59 to play in the ball game. Carolina 17 and Georgia 10. Dogs can get a 1st down at the 5. Robertson moves from left to right. 3 receivers to the right. Fromm to throw on 4th down. Throws it into the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. He hit the
we got a flag.
Flag down in the end zone. Flag down. It landed at the 1 or the 2-yard line, but it came out of the end zone. Might be Robinson for a hold for South Carolina.
We're going to catch a break because Jake was really just almost looked like he was throwing that one away.
Holding against an eligible receiver, number 7 of the defense.
Eli Wolf was the target under the goalposts, and it was called on Jamie Robinson, the nickel, freshman from Leesburg, Georgia. That's a huge penalty. It gives Georgia an automatic 1st down. They'll put the ball on the 5.5.
Boy, huge break. 1:53 left on the game clock, so still plenty of time here. Dogs have got all 3 timeouts.
17-10. We're down 7. And on the Gamecock 5.5 with 1:53 to play in the contest. Oh, my goodness. Swift's back in the ball game. Fromm in the shotgun. Snap to Jake. He looks left, throws it into the back of the end zone. It's caught. Did he get his feet in? Yeah, you bet he did. Robertson, Demetrius Robertson, with some fancy footwork apparently, getting the toes in on the back line of the end zone for a score, and the Dogs are 1 point away from tying South Carolina.
Boy, Demetrius Robertson in motion across the formation, then a corner route to the back pylon. Great vision, great throw there by Jake Fromm, and Dogs, for the moment, claw their way back into this thing, pending the extra point.
Kinlaw slow to get up for South Carolina. He's on one knee at the 14-yard line. Personnel out to check on him, but he's just kind of down with a hand on the ground on one knee right now for the Gamecocks. That touchdown pass from Fromm to Robertson is brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. It's 17-16 with the point after pending. Now Kinlaw up slow and kind of moving back and forth as he slowly walks off the field to the far sideline. And Rodrigo Blankenship on to try the point after to tie it at 17 with 1:48 to go. Oh, my goodness. Rodrigo in the pink slippers today. Camarda the holder. Payne Walker the snapper. Execute it one more time. Snap, hold, kick, in the air. Good, we're tied. Woo. Blankenship pumping his fist, trying to get the crowd to generate some noise here with 1:48. The Dogs came down the field and tied this thing with a massive, and I mean massive, 13-play, 96-yard drive. 4:38 off the clock. The capper was a 6-yard scoring strike on the pass from Fromm to Robertson. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered.
Boy, Dogs had to get some help from Carolina there with the big penalty on fourth down. They were cheating. There was still some help, though, that was greatly appreciated.
The officials saw them cheating. Yes. Oh, my goodness gracious. Nothing is easy, is it?
No, it's not.
Dogs getting ready to kick off. Georgia with 83 total plays in the game, Hondo, tell me. Only 53 for South Carolina. Well, let's hope they have only a few in this next series, and maybe we can get the ball back and get this thing done without having to go to overtime.
Boy, that would be nice if we can. And Carolina without Ryan Helinski, who was playing very well. Joyner is coming into the football game. He's been 4 out of 9 since he's entered into the game. 28 yards through the air. He's been able to run the football pretty effectively from that quarterback position, however, with 17 yards on the ground as well.
Dogs have turned it over 3 times, given up a pick 6, had a field goal blocked, but we've tied it at 17 with less than 2 minutes to go. Blankenship's kick deep in the back of the end zone for the touchback. South Carolina will go back to work on their own 25-yard line. Sanford Stadium going to make some noise now, folks. 1:48 to play. If you know someone who makes a positive impact on their community, Team UGA, presented by Georgia Power, is accepting nominations for people who demonstrate an unselfish giving attitude. Submit your nominations today at GeorgiaDogs.com for a chance to be recognized on the field during the game. Team UGA, presented by Georgia Power.
And this stadium is rocking right now. The 96-yard touchdown drive to tie it up. Let's let this defense go back to work.
All right, Joyner in the shotgun from the 25, 1st and 10. Pressure from the backside, and he's able to get the ball out, and a pass is caught on the far sideline at the 37 by Nick Muse, the tight end. They put it up on the 38-yard line, a gain of 13, 1st down, South Carolina. Clock moving after they set the sticks. It's stopped at 1:43 right now. Carolina's already going and snapping it, and they'll throw an incompletion here. Joyner going to that same spot on the field, this time to a different receiver, trying to go to Rico Dowdle in front of the Gamecock bench, but it's incomplete. Clock stopped, 1:39 to go. It's 2nd and 10. Carolina on their own 38-yard line. Moving to our left, we're tied at 17 here in the final minutes of this ball game. Joyner going to unleash a long ball near sideline, and a lot of contact, and the ball, there comes a flag. The ball is incomplete at the 30 as Dawkins and Daniel got tangled up. The flag came out after the ball had already been knocked away and hit the turf.
Pass interference, defense number 14. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Well, I thought that was a pretty good play. Daniel got his head turned around. We were in 2-man, so Daniel was carrying with Dawkins down the field. A really well-thrown football there by Joyner. A lot of air under that thing, allowing Dawkins to try to go get it. But I thought Daniel got his head turned around. There was some contact, sure, but pretty well played.
That puts the ball on the Georgia 47-yard line. South Carolina having trouble getting lined up. 1:33 to go in the game. Joyner to throw laterally to Dowdle. Out to the right down the line of scrimmage to the 50, actually behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be tackled for a loss back there by Richard LeCount, the safety, coming up to play it tight on the line. They hit Dowdle, who caught the ball. They drop it down at the 49-yard line.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
He loses 2 yards, only Georgia's 2nd tackle for loss in the contest. Clock stops with 1:24 to go. South Carolina will have 2nd and 11 coming up in a 17-17 all contest.
Boy, big play right there for Georgia.
Clock operator, please put 1:26 on the game clock. 1:26.
Big play right there by Georgia defensively to slow down some of the momentum from Carolina. The big corner route to the tight end, Muse, and then the big penalty on Daniel allows Carolina to get down at least within striking distance.
Dogs with the only points of the second half so far. That drive just a few moments ago, 13 plays, 96 yards, a 6-yard TD pass from Fromm to Robertson. Jake's numbers today, 27 of 44, career high attempts, 290 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And that's your 4th quarter recap presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit Loans for land with 20-year fixed rates. We're not done yet, though. South Carolina 2nd and 11 on the Bulldogs' 49-yard line. Scoreboard says get loud, make some noise. 1:26 remaining. Dogs can use every bit of that juice from this crowd. Snap to Joyner, the backup quarterback, chases himself out of the pocket, and now he's off and running to the 45, and Nolan Smith going to chase him down and tackle him from behind at the 43-yard line, perhaps. He got 6 on the scramble. They may put it on the 44. They put it between the 2-yard markers. South Carolina's ready to go.
Dogs only rushed 3, had Adam Anderson spying there. We just missed the tackle.
3rd down, 6.5. Joyner nowhere to go with it. Anderson coming after him, and he got his ankle. Joyner tripped up, falling forward at the 40. He's going to go down there. Adam Anderson got a cleat on the bottom of his shoe and tripped him up. And Joyner stumbles forward to the 40. It's going to be 4th down and 3 for Carolina from the 40-yard line of Georgia with 45 seconds left, and the clock is stopped.
Georgia, first timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Boy, just a fingernail there as Joyner was off to the races, and a huge, great effort by Adam Anderson to bring him down barely.
He stumbled ahead even after Anderson made the contact and tripped him up enough to make him lose his balance, but he got about 3 more yards, it appeared, on the stumble. But it's 4th and 3 for South Carolina from the Dogs' 40. They're not in field goal range of their field goal kicker, Parker White, who has a long field goal today of 50 yards, which is a personal best for him. I mean, if they decide to do something here, this would be closer to 60. But it looks like they've got Joseph Charlton, the punter, out in this scrum right now for South Carolina. And they do have Parker White on to perhaps try a field goal. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. 58 yards, folks. 58-yarder from the far hash. Charlton will hold it on the 48 on the far hash, kicking left. Parker White to try to give Carolina the lead. There's the snap and the hold. The kick is away. Does it have enough? It does not. And he missed it to the right. Short and to the right. And now the Dogs have 40 seconds.
And great field
position for the first time in the ball game.
Yeah, coming into this, prior to this, average starting field position for the Dogs was our own 19-yard line. Now we've got 40 seconds on the clock. The ball is on our 40, and we still have 2 timeouts left.
Come in and get exceptional offers on all BMWs in stock. Visit one of your Atlanta area BMW centers today for test drive. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. 40-yard line is where Georgia will start this possession. 40 seconds to go. 1st and 10. And 2 timeouts, as he told you. Scoreboard now says quiet, please. That sounds strange. Snap to Fromm. He looks to the left. He looks to the right. All kinds of time. Throws it over the middle. Threw it behind the target. Swift running a short little cross out of the backfield. Incomplete. Threw it behind him at the 48.
Boy, he had him too, and Swift would have eaten up chunks of yardage. That ball way off the mark.
34 seconds to go in the game. Tied up at 17. Georgia and South Carolina. Gamecocks have led since the first half when they had a 53-yard pick six to go up 17-10 at the half. Georgia finally caught them a few moments ago. Now trying to perhaps set themselves up for the win. 2nd and 10 from our 40. Fromm hands it off to Swift on a draw. Swift to the 45, to the 47, to the 48. And Georgia will stop the clock with a timeout as Swift gets close to midfield. 8-yard run. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Georgia's 2nd timeout of the half.
Yeah, good call right there.
30-second timeout.
Try to get yourself into a 3rd and manageable situation. You still have another timeout to burn, so you've got every play that you want in your playbook. Critical right now we get the 1st down and keep these chains moving, though.
Brunson, the senior linebacker, made another tackle for South Carolina. Dog fans, whether your favorite seat is right on the 50 or comes with a bird's eye view, head to StubHub and grab 100% verified tickets. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Georgia Bulldogs. StubHub, be there. Let's go down to the sidelines. Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck Dowdle. Chuck.
Yeah, Scott, I'm standing here right by where Rodrigo Blankenship is practicing, and I got to tell you, he's hitting it with everything he's got, trying to get ready. He just wants that chance. If they can just find a way to get him that opportunity.
Well, they've got 28 seconds to try to do that. They need a little more yardage. We're on our own 48-yard line. 3rd down and 2 coming up. We got 1 timeout remaining in a 17-17 contest. Georgia and South Carolina, Eastern Division grudge match in the SEC. Fromm backs away from the center in the shotgun. Swift's in the backfield. Pickens to the left, 3 receivers to the right. Now we send Swift out of the backfield. Fromm drops back to throw. He pulls it down. He's in the pocket. He escapes. 45, 50. Got the 1st down and more. And out of bounds in the South Carolina territory. And they're sidelined at the 44-yard line.
Great job there by the Georgia offensive line. Carolina, again, they've been fantastic in coverage all day long. Nobody in a spot or a position to even come close to getting to Fromm once he found his way out of the pile there.
Jake got 9 yards on the scramble. They spotted on the 43, out of bounds there. It's 20 seconds on the clock with it stopped. First and 10 on the Carolina 43 for the Dogs. Trying to get into position to win this ball game without going to overtime. Fromm in the shotgun. Drops back, twirls the ball in his hand, will throw. Caught by Simmons at the 38-yard line. Twisted down there. And Georgia will use its last timeout to stop the clock with 13 seconds to go. Gain was about 6 on that short pass play to Tyler
Georgia,
Simmons.
Third and final timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Ball's on the 38 of South Carolina between the hashes. If you kicked it right now, what would it be? About a 55-yard try?
About a 55-yard try right now. Dogs probably want to get a few extra yards. Carolina's been up and bump and pressing, taking away the quick game. We haven't been able to separate at all over the top. But anything that you do right now, it's got to be beyond the stick. So if you end up staying in bounds, the clock will stop temporarily. You can get up and clock it, or obviously on the sideline to where you can get out of bounds.
13 ticks to go in regulation. South Carolina 17, Georgia 17. Gamecocks came in a heavy underdog in this one and have really stirred up the conference with their performance today. I guarantee you that. The Dogs trying to get out of here with a win. 13 seconds. Time for a couple of more plays perhaps to see if the Dogs can do it without going to extra time. James Cook is in the backfield for the Dogs with Fromm. 2 receivers to the left. Robertson in the slot, and then Pickens out wide. Simmons and the tight end Wolf on the right side. There's the snap. Clock begins to tick from 13. Fromm to throw, and it's broken up at the 26-yard line, trying to go to Eli Wolf, and it was broken up on the near side. I think it was eBay that may have gotten a hand on it. It's either eBay or Brunson on the near sideline that batted it away, and now there's 8 seconds left.
Boy, and eBay almost picked that one too. Eli Wolf on a corner route. Jake a little bit late getting that ball out of his hands.
3rd and 5, 8 ticks to go. We don't have any more timeouts left. From the 38. 3rd down, 5 for the Dogs with only 8 seconds remaining in the quarter. Fromm calling the signals. Play clock at 2, play clock at 1. There's the snap. We got it off. Fromm to throw. Looking, throws the ball. Tipped by South Carolina and out of bounds. Check a flag. Check the flag on the far side of the field. Dropped at the 40-yard line near the line of scrimmage.
Boy, if this is on the Dogs, obviously this pushes us out of field goal range.
Illegal shift. Yep. Offense. Number 1 and number 16 are moving at the same time and not reset for a full second. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
And there's only 3 seconds to go in the ball game now. In regulation, that is. Wind at the back. I see the wind on the flag blowing in from the west into the bowl end of Sanford Stadium. Line of scrimmage is the 43.
Yeah.
Hot Rod going to come on the field. I don't see him yet. Offense is still out there.
We're getting all of our receivers in. Yep. We're going to take one shot at the end zone.
We had one blocked earlier on a long field goal try by Blankenship. Here we go. Hail Mary time. 3 receivers on the near side. Pickens and Landers and Kieris Jackson. Simmons on the far side, and South Carolina will call time. 3 seconds remaining in regulation in a tie ball game. We're 17 apiece with Georgia.
Timeout.
And a 3rd
South
down
Carolina.
coming up.
2nd timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
Dogs have won 4 in a row in the series over South Carolina. Gamecocks last one here in 2011.
And Blankenship out on the field right now, getting loose just in case we change our direction. The wind has picked up.
I think the crowd's chanting Rodrigo. Is that what they're saying? They want Hot Rod to give it a try. But he will not in this case. He will go back on the sidelines, and the crowd expresses their displeasure with their hero. Not with him, but the decision made to prevent him from trying to win the game in regulation. All right, the ball's on the Carolina 43-yard line. Now we change the formation a little bit. Landers and Simmons to the right, and Jackson and Pickens to the left, and Cook in the backfield with Fromm. South Carolina drops 8. They rush 3. Fromm on the logo. Pressure from behind. He's hit as he throws, and the ball floats and flutters to the ground at the 35. It's picked up. South Carolina's running it with Big Kinlaw, and we got to get him out of bounds or on the turf. Finally knock him down. Boy, that's a man running that football.
Boy, indeed
at the 35-yard line. I don't know if it was an incomplete or a fumble. The officials let the play continue, and Kinlaw is hobbling after he picked up that ball like he's got an injured hip or something. Slowly hobbling towards the middle of the field for South Carolina, but apparently that's it. The game is over in regulation. We're going to overtime now. Okay, so Georgia will have the ball first. South Carolina on defense. They've won both tosses today. And as you heard Chuck and the official Ken Williamson express there, will play on the east end zone, the east end of the field here, right in front of the east end zone, right in front of our student section. And it'll be Georgia on offense first. The ball will be at the 25-yard line. And the clock will not be a factor at this point other than the play clock. And after an equal number of possessions, whoever has the most points after that will be declared the winner. 17-17 as we go to overtime. Georgia had 89 plays in regulation, 89 offensive plays, 58 for South Carolina. So 31 more plays that the South Carolina defense was out there. How do you think that might hold up in this situation, Z?
Say that one more time.
We had 31 more plays than they did, so their defense, you would think, would be a little more winded, but they haven't really shown any signs of that, although Georgia did drive 96 yards for a late touchdown to tie the ball game.
You know, at some point in time, all of those plays, it's going to wear you down a little bit. And while they haven't shown many weaknesses today, I think that you have to look at that as something in the plus column or the advantage column for Georgia.
All right, 1st and 10 on the 25. We're in overtime. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Swift in the backfield. DeAndre gets the carry, runs in there behind the line. They move the pile to the 20. Still no whistle. Now I hear the whistle at the 20-yard line. They stop the forward progress. It's a 5-yard gain for Swift and the offensive line, who did the bulk of that work. 22nd carry for DeAndre Swift, eclipsing his previous career high of 18 earlier this season. And over 100 yards again today.
Yeah, huge push there by the big offensive line from Georgia, right behind Cade Mays and Trey Hill.
2nd down and 6, the scoreboard says, for the Dogs just outside the 20 in overtime. Fromm throws. Pass, oh my gosh. Pass off the hands and intercepted by South Carolina. Our possession goes empty off the hands of Tyler Simmons at the 15-yard line, and Mukwamu, look at that guy, his 3rd interception of the day, and now all South Carolina has to do is get points on the board, and they will have won the game.
Well, just a little spot route. Tyler Simmons, it was a good ball, just right through his hands.
4th turnover by the Dogs today, 3rd interception.
Can't do that against anybody and win football games, but not over yet. Let's see if this Georgia defense can push Carolina backwards.
We need a turnover from them, but they haven't coughed it up all day. Joyner is the quarterback. So Georgia comes up empty in its possession. South Carolina now with a chance to win the game in overtime. They have it at the 25-yard line. Going the same way. They work out of the east end zone. They hand it to Dowdle. He runs up the far hash for about 3, maybe 4 yards from the 25 down to the 21.5. 3.5 yards. Rice on the stop. They put the ball back on the 22, so a 3-yard gain. 2nd down 7 for South Carolina.
I doubt we'll see anything in the air from South Carolina right now.
Joyner takes the snap, handoff Dowdle. Finds a little crease, just dives through it, gets what he can. He dives forward after he sliced around Malik Herring to the 17-yard line. He got 5. It's 3rd down and 2.
Now, Dogs obviously can't allow first down to happen right here.
We're in overtime, tied at 17. The Dogs came up empty on their possession. They turned it over with a tipped pass interception. South Carolina's first possession of overtime. 3rd and 2 for the Gamecocks. They hand it off. They run it with Dowdle straight ahead. He tries to force his way forward towards the first down marker. I don't know if he got it. I think he's short. It's going to be 4th down. Here comes the field goal unit for the Gamecocks. Herring and Barnett made the stop on Dowdle. South Carolina just trying to line up between the hash marks on that last run to give their field goal kicker a straight shot. Parker White will have that opportunity now. Jordan Davis is in the middle on the field goal block team. South Carolina tries to win it here with about a 34-yard try. Georgia will call a timeout.
Timeout. Georgia, first and only timeout of the extra period. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Parker White with an earlier field goal, a long one, a 50-yarder for his career best, is now 8 of 10 this season in field goal tries. And under 40 yards, he hasn't missed.
Well, Dogs have had a miracle in overtime before. Going back to the Rose Bowl and the big block kick there. That set up that dramatic win. Can we summon some more magic?
Looking at the official numbers now, they have credited White with a 49-yard field goal, not a 50-yarder. That was earlier in the ball game. Here it's 17-all. This for the win for South Carolina. 34-yard try between the hash marks, kicking to the right. South Carolina trying to upset. Snap is a little bit low. The kick is high in the air, and the kick is no good. No good. We have survived the first series of overtime. We'll play another one.
That is unbelievable. Kick, I think it was off to the right. And Dogs somehow finding a way to stay in this football game. We've been given too many gifts. Let's end it now.
A lot of folks were heading for the exits.
And now they're turning back around.
Yeah, they're making the U-turn in the Tate Center parking lot, wanting to get back in and see the finish. We dodged a bullet there. White kicked it high in the air. It sailed above the upper tips of the upright, but he missed it on the chance to win the game in overtime. South Carolina misses their chance now. They run Shi Smith in motion to the left. Hand it off to Dowdle. They run a reverse with Edwards. We're chasing with LeCount. Can we get him? Edwards 25-20 on the right side. And contact made by Rice at the 20, and then J.R. Reed gets him to the turf at the 18-yard line. They got 7 yards on that reverse from the far side of the field to the near side.
Yeah, we lost contain. We had contain with Monty Rice. He got caught inside behind a big offensive lineman, and then Joyner threw a good block on him as well.
East end zone trying to make a lot of noise for South Carolina's offense. Joyner, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Dowdle in the backfield to his left. 2 receivers to the left. Play fake. Joyner chased out of the pocket. We're coming after him. Can't get him. Got his ankle. He scrambles out of bounds on the near side around the 16-yard line. We had 2 guys in pursuit. The last guy we had took a dive, a swipe at his leg. Grant was the guy that was diving after him. Touched his ankle, but didn't knock him off stride enough to make him lose his balance. He was able to lunge forward to the 16-yard line. He got 2 yards on the scramble. It's 3rd and a yard for South Carolina on the 16.
Good job by Tay Crowder coming up and making a play to keep Carolina short of the first down.
Joyner may have hobbled himself with that troublesome hamstring on that run. We'll see. He's in the shotgun. And now South Carolina going to stop the clock. They call a timeout.
First and only timeout of the extra period. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Stop the play clock because there is no game clock in this situation, but they call time to gather their thoughts and come up with something here on 3rd down and a yard to go from the 16. We're in overtime number 2. 17-17, Georgia and South Carolina.
Boy, and any points here are precious. The way these defenses have played today, it has just been It's a war of attrition. Dogs, 4 turnovers. But a couple of gifts given to us as well.
Dogs trying to win their 17th in a row at home, 16th in a row against an SEC East team, keep their unbeaten record alive. But we're in overtime number 2. South Carolina with the first possession of overtime number 2. Both teams failed in overtime number 1. We turned it over, and then they missed a field goal. Ball's on the 16-yard line. South Carolina 3rd down and a yard with Joyner in at quarterback. Looking left to the Carolina sideline, trying to get the play. Unbalanced line to the right for the Gamecocks. Noise growing louder. Play clock's at 9. Joyner back in position. They run out of the pistol. They'll hand it off to Dowdle. We send a guy diving in there. Clark. He made contact, but Dowdle squirted out of his arms. Did he get the first down? I think he's short. He didn't quite get to the 15. Tyler Clark came diving in there from his tackle position and knocked him off stride enough for our defense to stop him short of the first down, shy of the 15-yard line. He's about a half yard short. It's 4th down for South Carolina. What do you do now?
Boy, great penetration there by Tyler Clark. Fantastic job. Devontae Wyatt did a good job as well. And Carolina not sending the field goal unit out.
No, they got another tight end there as Nick Muse comes off the bench to line up in there. 4th and less than a yard to go. They run out of the eye. Muse is the fullback. Joyner up under center, and now timeout Georgia.
Timeout Georgia. First and only timeout of this extra period. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Oh, wow. Oh, 4th and less than a yard for South Carolina here in the second overtime, as they have decided not to try Parker White again after he missed a field goal of, what was that try, 34 yards? He missed it for the win in the first overtime. Carolina going to try to keep the offense on the field, keep possession of the ball, try to get in the end zone, but it's 4th and inches just outside the 15-yard line. 17-17 is our score. Dogs huddle up. Now they come back to the sideline, trying to get the crowd back into this. With each stoppage of play, the noise dies down, and you got to regenerate that stuff. And a lot of folks had started to head out in that first overtime, thinking we were done for.
They're now standing on the hedges as they reversed and came back in.
4th and inches for Carolina. They break the huddle on their side of the field. Here we go. Big center up over the ball, Donnell Stanley. They've got Joyner in the backfield as the quarterback. Dowdle off to his left. They change the formation. They run Edwards in motion. Hand it to Dowdle. He's got the first down. He's still on his feet, down inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. He got 7 yards. He found a little crease at right guard and hit it quickly. And it was Wyatt and Crowder that got him on the ground at the 8. 1st and goal for South Carolina. Overtime number 2. They're on the 8-yard line.
Boy, Dogs, we creeped up our inside linebackers and just got sealed off. Fortunate for the Dogs, we were able to recover and keep them out of the end zone.
Snap to Joyner. He hands it off. This time I think it's Feaster in the ball game. It is. He drives in low, gets in there behind his offensive line, and pushes his way to the 6. He got a couple. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 6 for the Gamecocks. We substitute. Big Jordan Davis comes back into the ball game. He's a space eater inside with Big Wyatt. We've got Mikael Carter in there, Grant, linebackers Quay Walker, Aziz Ojolari, Rice, everybody in tight, one-on-one coverage out wide to the left on Shi Smith. That's Stokes matched up with him. Send a motion man to the right. South Carolina gives it to Feaster, nothing left. So he cuts back to the middle of the field, and J.R. Reed comes around the pile and grabs him by the waist and pulls him back. There's a flag on the field at the 5.
I think Carolina moved.
Offside. Defense number 76. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat the down. 2nd down.
Jordan Davis comes back out hobbling. He had an ankle injury last week in Knoxville. He comes out limping to the sideline after that play. Mikael Carter called for offside. He comes out of the ball game.
Boy, and that one hurts too.
The ball moved to the 3-yard line. 2nd down there. They do the down over after the penalty. Out of the pistol, Joyner. Lined up about 4 yards behind the center. There's the snap. They run the option to the left to Dowdle. He's got it at the 5. Ojulari dives for him, got contact. He forces him out of bounds, along with Monty Rice on the far side of the field around the 2 or the 3. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like on the 2. He got a yard. Now it's 3rd down and goal for South Carolina. We're at overtime number 2 here in Athens.
Well,
it's 17-17.
Great job there by Ojulari. Once he got to Dowdle, couldn't finish the tackle, so Dowdle able to pick up another yard or 2. But great hustle nonetheless.
Dowdle creeps up a yard in the backfield. Joyner goes under center, unbalanced line to the right. Oh my goodness, Tyler Clark almost picked off the handoff. He clobbers Dowdle back for a loss at the 8. Boy, did he time that snap, and boy, did he eat Dowdle's lunch.
What a play right there. Shot the gap. Dowdle. Wow. Lucky he held on to the football.
You're not kidding. Dowdle says, get me out of here. 4th down. Huge play by Tyler Clark from Americus, Georgia. They're going to try a field goal to take the lead in overtime. 24-yard try. Far hash kicking right. White puts it up, and it's good. South Carolina leads for the moment, 20-17 on the 24-yard field goal. What a defensive play by Tyler Clark. My goodness.
Boy, only thing that would have made that better if that ball would have popped out. But a fantastic play by 52.
Now Georgia gets an opportunity. Carolina's put 3 on the board to take the lead, 20-17. Now the Dogs will have their series in overtime number 2. Just hang on to the football. We've turned it over 4 times today. How many times do you see a team win when you're -4 in the turnover category? Dogs onto the field. They'll start from the 25. Those are Carolina's first points since their defensive score on that pick 6 back in the first half. Here we go. Let's get 6 and go home. Fromm under center. Handoff. Swift starts right. Jab step. Cuts back left. They eat him up at the 25-yard line. Brunson's been all over the field today for South Carolina. Makes another tackle there. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
It's a 10th tackle for Brunson. And you're right. He has been everywhere.
2nd down and 10 for Georgia. Ball just inside the far hash to the right of the hash mark. Fromm will go under center. 2 receivers stacked to the right, 1 to the left. We've got Swift in the backfield. We send Cook in motion. Play fake on a stretch. We throw it to the tight end, and it's incomplete. Bobbled by Warner. He jumped up high in the air, and the ball fortunately got on the turf. And South Carolina, Ernest Jones shaken up on the play. May have taken a shot south of the border there, and he's going to have to go to the sidelines. And it's, more importantly, though, it's 3rd and 10 for Georgia now after the incomplete pass.
Yeah, it was a little naked bootleg there and didn't fool Carolina at all. Jake Fromm had 3 Carolina Gamecocks in his face and tried to get it to Warner. Warner was covered up, and that ball was bouncing around. It felt like for an eternity before it hit the turf.
Empty set for the Dogs. We slide Swift in motion a little bit from the left. Fromm to throw, going for the back corner of the end zone. Robertson falling down, incomplete at the goal line. Robinson on Robertson. Jamie Robinson in man-to-man coverage with Demetrius Robertson. And the end result is an incomplete pass at the goal line in the front right corner. Both guys were kind of twisting around, spinning, looking back towards the football. Official right on the scene. There was no flag thrown. Now we're going to have to kick a field goal, a lengthy one, to try to tie it and send it to a 3rd overtime. This will be a 43-yard try. Camarda to hold, Rodrigo to kick to tie it and extend the game. There's the snap, the hold, the kick is away towards the uprights, and no good. No good. Missed it to the left. And South Carolina has stunned Georgia in Athens in double overtime, 20-17.
Carolina bench is clear, and they're running over to the small contingency of fans that they have there. And this stadium is an absolute shock after it looked like we had a gift to get back into the football game. Truth is, we didn't play well enough to win. 4 turnovers, a pick 6. As one of those turnovers, a blocked field goal and a missed field goal. A lot of errors adding up.
A stinging finish for the Dogs as third-ranked Georgia will now tumble, falling to South Carolina 20-17 in double overtime. Well, that was a battle of attrition there. Who wanted it? I mean, it was there for the taking for both teams multiple times, and finally South Carolina will win it as we miss a field goal in the second overtime, and South Carolina goes back to Columbia with a 20-17 victory over the Dogs. Post-game coverage is coming up from Athens. Stay with us here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
This is the Regions Bank Locker Room Report. Regions Bank, proud sponsor of the University of Georgia and official bank of the SEC. Today's show is also brought to you in part by Hotel Indigo. Visit IndigoAthens.com to book your reservation today. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine. Georgia United Credit Union. Score your official Bulldogs debit card today. And by ServPro. 1-800-SERVPRO. Helping make fire and water damage like it never happened. Now, back to the stadium once again. Here's Neil Hondo Williamson.
Well, Scott Howard called it stinging. I'd call it torturous today. Boy, oh boy, what a hard loss for the Bulldogs. 20-17 in 2 overtimes to South Carolina. First loss between the hedges in 3 years. First loss in the SEC East in almost equally as long. Very, very difficult for Georgia fans today as the Dogs turn the ball over 4 times. Blocked field goal, a missed field goal attempt. Scott, I mean, you guys just said it there at the end of the game. It would be incredibly rare had we won the game with those types of negative plays.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia was still fortunate to be in that position to try to extend the game and possibly even win it, but I mean, you mentioned the numbers there. You turned it over 4 times, one of those resulting in a pick 6. You missed 2 field goals, one's blocked, and you miss another one that's certainly within the range of the kicker. You know, the quarterback didn't have his best day, certainly by any means, and neither did our kicker, unfortunately, and the team as a whole. I mean, but those are the big numbers. The turnovers were certainly, I think, that is what everybody will point to here, giving South Carolina more opportunities and Georgia fewer opportunities, even though they dominated in how many plays we ran compared to what they ran. But in the end, South Carolina survives in Athens and comes up with a huge upset.
Yeah, it's not a game that we should have won. We didn't play.
I've stepped into the black, I say, hey now. I won't be coming back, I say, hey now. I've left it all behind, I say, hey now. Take a look, but you won't find no. Step outside this world and I'll be free, yeah. Step outside this world where I can see, oh, queen of sorrow and all this hell within, oh. I close my eyes and sit back as I watch my empty game.
King, the lone setback. He's about 7 or 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the far side for the Dogs, going right to left. Stretch handoff to Caleb King. Big hole! 30, 35, 40. Caleb running behind blockers. 50, 40, 30. Go Caleb! 15, 10, 5. Yes, sir! Touchdown!